to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You from Bonjama, Maryland to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Every keep on regular, my brother to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You want to get a news update to spoon. Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba, 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 kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you got to yes, what you got to
Right in the South Bend, charges on the radio. To get your information, to the food, to be my spoon, television.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Morovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update?
Okay, folks, we are back. Sincere apologies for the break in. We had to end the previous broadcast to make some technical adjustments here. To be back. Thanks to all of you joining us tonight. We're live across the Spoon Network, Spoon FM, 107.5, Fabric Radio, 101.1, and a host of other radio stations across the country. Thanks to our partner radio stations, Trust Bomi County, Premium FM Bong, Trend Radio in Grand Crew, Radio Yalaman in Seclipia, Nimba County, and all the other radio stations across Liberia that are relaying the program. We want to say thanks to our online audience as well, the thousands of you who troop in here every single day to get the news. Spoon FM or the Spoon Talk. You get to hear the voices of Liberians. We bring you up to speed with the trending national issues in the country. So welcome to the show. My name is Nelson Colette. The best you can do tonight, especially for our online audience, is to share the program as you come on. It doesn't matter where you're joining us from. Kindly share the show. I see Lincoln Todd is here tonight. My dear sister Fatumata J. Masale, thank you for joining us. I see Ken Sobala. Thank you for joining us tonight. Philip Bala, you're welcome to the show. Victor Zembo, thanks to all of you joining us tonight. And just keep sharing Spoon Talk. Let's have a great show tonight. So we're going to go to the phone lines as we always do. The first segment of the program is dedicated to you. on your mind? What is it you want to talk about? Lines, so you get to call in. Tell us what's on your mind. What is it you want to talk about tonight? Is it about health? Is it to talk about those issues here tonight? So I'm opening the lines now, so you get to call in. Five is the number. First callers is 5 again. 0555 is the number to call, and you'll be live on the program tonight. So we'll go to the phone lines. Take this person. Hello, you're live. Your name and where you joining us
Doing
from?
my brother Nelson.
Yes, sir. Let's hear you.
I'm Philip calling with Sing Lato, Love Lato, and Feel Lato.
Okay, what's on your mind?
Where is on my mind? I want to commend the president for him to bring the quick fast and prayer day because we know what will happen to fast and prayer. The power talk about fast and pray. If it's fast, anything more, let's say who will be behind you, who will give you, who will see your downfall, who will
A strong prayer there. Hello, you're live on the show. Let's hear you.
Hello, Tia Namwe calling from Ghana, Chikizu to be specific.
Tia Nangbe, what's on your mind? Let's hear you quickly.
Yeah, what are on my mind are from the Sackley community across Liberia.
Okay.
And there are concerning issues that really streets. The places that we can go and understand our space in the data, they have closed all those areas. So it is not very good for us. Again, the president said we should pray for the nations.
Okay.
So are we praying? Are we praying so that Party Honda then get a to be getting more than 3,500 US? Are we praying so that things are in the country are crying about so that they can play blind eyes for the blaming people?
Thank you. Thank you. Great question. Thanks a lot for your input tonight. Councillor Good, welcome to the show. It's good to see you again on the National Prayer Day. Good evening to you. Can you hear me?
Good evening, my brother. I'm James Lawson calling you from RIA Highway.
James, what's on your mind? Let's hear you.
All right. So, on mine this evening is is something that has to do with the high unemployment within our country. And yet and still we have our leaders and as well as fellow citizens, they are applauding fast and prayer on this day that fast and prayer bring the solution. My brother is fast. Chancellor been fasting and praying, later on spoke commission flew there. Nothing changed. They will stay here. We're still crying for rescue. Lots still going on. So
Thank you.
yes, for stating.
Thank you for your input tonight. Hello, let's hear you.
Yeah, hello.
You're
Hello?
live on the show. Your name and where you calling
Yeah,
from?
my name is Robert.
What's on your mind?
Yeah, I think the both of them were talking about over. So just giving this to for them to rest. So we now another 2 hours prayer to the
All right. Thank you for your input. The next person here. Hello, your name? Let's hear you. Where you calling from?
Hello?
Yes, you're live.
Yeah, this is my calling from Bonapam.
What's on your mind?
What on my mind tonight is, we did Liberia. We say we for everything for free. Meaning, how about get more all that thing and keep the money? Why they get? Why they get? Let's pray for our country. You see, Ghana people when you say anything, they say we did there. Then what kind of Liberia will say we did there?
Okay.
Just stop that, man.
Thank
Just
you.
pray for the country.
Thank you.
Say we must pray for it. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your input. This
There's a break in from your end. I don't know if you're experiencing it. Are you getting any feedback?
person. Hello, your name? Let's hear you. The
Well,
internet.
And say thanks
Is
to
this your
the
internet
many
connection?
Liberians that took part in it today because richly bless we all in answer for prayer, Muslims that are about to this. May God bless we all and grant our desire. And those who never, Liberians, we will pour wrath on ourselves with our mouth. Sometimes making mockery and politics out of every country.
Thank you.
The prayer today is all about yourself, not about the president.
Email, where you calling from? Hello. Hey, what's on your mind?
Yeah, what's on my mind is I see people complaining about why Joseph had to declare to this as a holiday, but you're not concerned about why Joseph Jiggy should declare his birthday as national holiday for Liberia. I don't think why Nigerian people are so wicked to that friend me. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for your input. Hello, your
What?
name? Let's hear you.
Hello, my brother. How you doing?
Okay, yeah. Go ahead quickly. I see the CEO
I
has
want to
joined
like
us.
take me off.
I mean, why you took the man off for, man? You're bad, man. Why you took the man off
to
for?
improve. That is that.
My man.
That's why you took the man off. That's you're a very bad picket. You're very, very bad picket. That's all.
The internet is fluctuating. I think that's the reason. That's the reason why.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. Your internet is acting crazy these few days. Counselor, how you doing?
Great, my brother. Great.
Yeah, Counselor, you kind of like you kind of like, you're looking sick. Are you okay? Counselor, are you okay?
It's
You
in
looking
your eyes. It's in your eyes, but I'm okay. I don't have control over your eyes, so you have the way to see and determine how people look. For me, I'm okay.
Yeah, my man, you're looking sick. We don't want to resuscitate you on the show. If you're sick,
My
you
friend,
don't
say,
have to.
young man, you can read people's faces now and know how they feeling. Fine. I say you want to tell me because you and myself had discussion before. You want to come on the show to tell people that, oh yeah, I was sick before. That's why you want kind of more issue to talk. Then talk it. Just say it. Say the man called me before he had sugar, his sugar was low. Say it. Yeah, yeah.
No, I mean, good. I'm trying to,
So
I'm concerned. I'm concerned.
I don't know if it is.
Nelson, can you use the backup internet? You got a backup internet. Can you use it? Maybe it will be better.
We are currently using the backup as well.
You're not using the backup. I just spoke to your CEO, Madam Titi. You're using the.
So I'm hearing you now.
Let me go backstage and work.
Go backstage and face it, Nelson. I'm begging you, man. I mean, are you sick? Or what's your problem, Counselor? Are you sick?
I'm healthy like you.
Nah, then you're not healthy. If you're healthy like me, you are not healthy because I'm sick.
Oh, you're sick. Okay, great. Then I'm sick like you.
Exactly.
Then I'm sick.
I know you guys.
I'm sick.
No, but everybody, but Counselor, something strange happened today, right? Cephas is coming on.
What?
Cephas is coming on. Cephas spoke today. He wrote a piece. Everybody that was fasting and praying, they left from the fast and prayer to follow what Cephas said. Did you read what he wrote?
Look, let me tell you something. I'm waiting for him to come. You know that I'm a former boss. So I'm waiting for him to come on the show. For him to talk and say what they say he wrote. If that's what he wrote, let him come on the show and say.
Yeah, but he said he wrote that. He was on OKFM. He said he did.
I will have my peace. No.
Yeah, but the man said he wrote it, my man. Don't say they say. He said he wrote it.
He coming on the show. And he coming on the show to tell the people to confirm to the to a bigger platform. What he wrote. Then he come. See for myself will serve the government together. I was a special assistant.
So are you saying you want to attack him now because he attacked your political party?
But seriously, I'm a political party. So
yeah, that's your. Listen, we got another new party coming up. You know that, right?
I don't know.
So we got CMC. We got CMC Musa Benete, and we got another new party coming up. Somebody very prominent, just funded themselves. That's an old party, but they are taking over. And they begged me not to announce it, but I'm going to announce it today. And you know who's the treasurer for that party? If I call the name, the whole Liberian people will go, they will be in Zigo. We got a new political party. They just formed a new political party. It's like they resurfaced.
a party, right? It's not like a new party, but it been around long time. You know, so people in America are doing everything they can to come up with different options. So we have this party that been setting up. I want to call the party name. I don't know if I should. And I want to say who would be the political leader for that party.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Today that prayer day. Today that prayer day, that confession day. Go ahead. Say all. Don't keep anything.
No, let me wait for the other people. I would say,
okay.
I mean, I would say, so we got people going around from China to America, and, you know, they're forming party. They're forming the Chinese People Party. Everything is in Liberia. I mean, 2029 will be rough. We're going to have additional 22 seats. But man, let me say my own. You don't call me off, but I don't add a poor candidate here, man.
No, I don't know. I don't want to add on to you. I don't want to add to what you say, right? I'm not cutting you off. I don't want to add to you. Brother, the people who are interested in 2029, they're the one will decide their own fate. You know, so let them go. They want to have whatever political
yeah, but
party
my
they want
people
to
get
have.
interest in 2029 because the
For some
country is
of
not
us,
moving well.
for some of us, for some of us will be voters. And, you know, we'll vote. We'll look at
the voters get interest in 2029. I am telling you.
Yeah. We'll look at the candidates and
the formation of a new party. It is interesting and it is concerning. The formation of a new party. Who are in that party? Majority of the people are running with this party. It's not CMC though, Councillor. But majority of the people that serve, because our country is so small that you must be from another party to form a new party. How can the people believe you? This party, there's a group that are breaking away from CDC. They said they do not believe in George Manawia. They're saying that George Manawia can never, ever be a political leader. Two things must happen. George Manawia should give the party away, CDC away. They should go to convention and get themselves a new political leader, or they will form a new party, and guess what happened? And challenge George Manawia and Unity Party. But you still got CMC. CMC is doing extremely well. They're grabbing people, cheer. I don't know whether those are serious-minded people they are bringing in, but you know, when you're doing this thing, you got to bring in the good, the bad, and the ugly. So CMC right now, they are the new kid on the block, but this party, they coming with money. I'm hearing, they're coming with some investor.
They bring Boman Kamara.
Boman Kamara, where we go Boman Kamara?
The former finance minister.
Boman Kamara for what?
Yeah. I say, is he their prospective political leader or what?
I don't think Boman, I never heard anything about Boman Kamara will be a political leader for a party. If he does, I think that it would not be right. You know, I don't think he fit in the arena right now with all the tension to be a political leader. You know, we can do the process of elimination while other people come on the show.
I'll be frank with you. I'll be frank with you today, right? Today is what? July 30, 2025. We still have like 3 years or what? 4 years or 3 years?
3.5 years around there to go.
But I'll be frank with you, right? I wish Boman Kamara was from a county like Nimba, Bong, you know, or I mean, just for one of those big county, Lofa or so. I mean, he's an upright young man, and I can see him. I think Tewon Gongro, you know, can make a very good leadership for our country. It's just unfortunate that, Boman Kamara.
I mean, you are speaking, but why Boman Kamara step aside? Why? You got to examine that first.
So, if Boman Kamara has stepped aside and he did any wrong, for stepping aside, I think by this time there will be action taken against him. But
No,
I
I'm not.
think
We're
the
not
young
talking
man.
about whether what he did was wrong or right. I'm asking you. Burma Kamara got to explain to the nation if you want to put him on that level.
Well,
But hold on now.
no,
But
I mean,
hold on now, brother.
yeah, he can explain. Okay.
What I'm
I'm
saying
just
to
looking
you.
same time, I'm just looking at the young people. I'm looking at the people that I have noticed in the country, those people that have followed, and I see Kamara as a very, 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 very upright young man. Very
But
upright young man.
but
Very
let's go back to
careful.
what I was saying, Councilor. Let's forget
So,
about he being upright. I'm saying to you, he had a beautiful job, something that he could have used to help this country move forward, right? Burma Kamara stepped aside, but Burma Kamara have not explained yet to the nation why he stepped aside. And you are telling the Liberian people that consider him to be a presidential candidate. He must first of all explain to the nation what was the main reason of him stepping aside. People are saying Burma Kamara crazy. We challenge them, we say you lie. He's a sound man, right? People get so many reasons that we know, people we spoke to. But Burma Kamara, I don't think Burma Kamara get any interest in being a political leader. If he does, he owes the Liberian people a lot of explanation. Now, let's leave Burma Kamara for a bit because you like him and I appreciate him. To me, I think he's a prayerful man. He's a religious guy. I think he means well for the country. But hey, everybody get a butt, and I don't think I'll put Burma Kamara in this slide. I'm going to move ahead to the Gafwan people are talking about. Again, I will tell them that.
What's about Tawan Gonglo?
No. Okay, let me leave Gafwan for a bit and talk to Tawan Gonglo. I think the Tawan Gonglo issue is getting on the expiration list now. Every election, people talk about Tawan Gonglo. Every election. Tawan Gonglo being a president or getting on the ticket again, it's like it's not gelling anymore. It's not gelling.
But when you say every election, what do you mean? Because Tawan, but let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. There are two persons. You see, let me tell you something, right? There are two persons that we talk to, and I will say it tonight on this show. There's a counselor they call Nibali Warner, right? Very, very, very astute. In fact, we took Nibali at the time when we felt that he would have been the Obama of the.
But you leave Tawan. How you can have conversation? You ask me about Tawan, then you go to Nibali Warner. Let's talk about the people one at a time.
No, I said
don't bring about Nibali Warner. My man, let's see what Tawan Gonglo.
No, I was trying to.
How can you jump from conversation to conversation, man?
I was trying to lay. No, give me a chance now. The problem with you.
No, but nobody want to listen because you guys cannot connect. You talk about Tawan Gonglo. We there talking, ain't going to Nibali Warner. What will we do with Nibali Warner? Let's see what they want.
I came out to tell you two. I was coming to tell. I came out to tell you two persons who we spoke to, right? But they didn't take it any serious. Nibali was one, and then Tawan. When we spoke to Tawan early to get involved.
You don't make it weak. You don't make it weak.
A lot of us, young students of the university, of the law school, but then young people. That was around 2010, 2011.
So hold on right there. That's the reason why I asked you. Hold on right there. 2011, when Madam Salih was getting into her second term, you are on the Spoon Talk saying you guys spoke to Tawan Gonglo and another individual. What I want to say to you, because you brought Tawan Gonglo out, and all Liberians understand, the name that Tawan Gonglo won't be president is expiring. It's not gelling no more. It's a new age. Tawan Gonglo had an opportunity, right? Is the opportunity there today? I would tell you, say no. No, because you got new cats coming on the field. No, because people got to understand the Papa Tewon Gonglo, the pro bono lawyer, the poor people lawyer. We understand all of that. But he's not gelling. He's not.
Because of
And
the
that's some
society
serious
because of
issue.
the society we have. Because the society we have. Ready. But I'll be frank with you. I'll be frank with you. We were, you know, we were trying to see whether he could start to nurture his ambition, you know, from that point, because we saw potential in him. You know, especially during the second term of Madam Seli. I think it was during the second term of Madam Seli when he even refused the position at telecommunication. I think it was the second term of Madam Seli said they should go to some program, and he said he was not going. And then they took him from Labor Ministry and sent him to telecommunication. And he said, "Well, I'm a lawyer. I don't have anything to do with telecommunication, so I cannot take the job." And he stepped aside. You know, that boldness, you know, we saw it in him, you know, and we thought that you could, but he didn't listen to us.
Let me ask you a question. What we're doing is because we're just brushing off here. Let me ask you a question. And guys, continue to share the show. Let's talk about, you know, everything that happened. We see our brother Paul Kuboy Kennedy joining us. It's good to have you on, bro. We just, you know, we're just playing around, throwing names out there. We're going to get to the issue about Serena Seaforth, the fast and prayer today, and whether God has forgiven our sin. We're going to talk about it. But then again, we put the names out there. The name Tewon Gonglo. Like I said to you, Counselor, I respect Tewon Gonglo. He's a decent guy. He's a very, very nice guy, Tewon Gonglo. But Tewon Gonglo, that time expiring, that time finishing. If we listen, anybody can come right now and put people's names down. The young men and women, the country will not gel with that person because the time finishing. They had an opportunity. Who you mean you're going to bring? And like I tell everybody, you're going to bring back, okay, let me ask you a question. And I know you're going to talk on this one. And I'm serious. I'm an open man. And you put Tewon Gonglo in the race for anybody, that person is hard. They will have the toughest of time. Because one thing they'll say, oh, Nima will go to Tewon Gonglo. No, Nima will not go to Tewon Gonglo. Maybe if you talk about Tewon Gonglo's sister, maybe she will rub elbow and somebody will move to her. But not Tewon Gonglo. Tewon Gonglo is not connecting with the people of Liberia. Look at you. Look at me. Do you think we need another Toba or Tugman crowd of ball around the presidency? TWP around the presidency? True, we party? With a young man. We need people with vision.
We already have one. We already have one for the oldest.
Exactly, the oldest man. So I will say this to you. And I will say this to you. And this is a very unique way to start the show. Who do we need right now in Liberia? Let's talk about the young men, innovative, men with wisdom, people that want to transform the country. With more job we are. We put in Ambassador Bwaka. He's trying. He's not there yet. Let me ask you, if Ambassador Bwaka say he's running today, do you think the Liberian people will connect with him and give him second chance? Councilor Gu?
Depends what happens between. It depends what happens between now and 2027.
Beautiful. At the age of 85, 86, do you still think the Liberian people will give him second chance? Even if he try his best, yeah,
they will give second. They will give it to him.
Good. And based on his performance, beautiful.
Yes, we'll give it to him. Yeah.
Paul Kennedy, I get my answer. I get my answer yet. Paul Kennedy, what do you think? We're gonna pull all the names out. At the age of 86, do you think the Liberian people will say we'll carry Joseph Bwaka again?
Stanton, thank you, but it's hard to predict the Liberian people. I'm not in the business of predicting the Liberian people anymore. You would think that they would be looking to see people who, because listen, let me be honest on this platform. One reason why I did not support Joseph Bwaka was simple. Not that he is not a man of principle, not that he is not good, but he was old. And in Liberia, where there is no system, you put an old man who does not have the stamina, the endurance to run and track people down. He must put an honest group of people around him, or else the people he put around him will steal. And that's exactly what's happening. The same concept. The one reason why I thought, listen, the old man will not catch up with the people who you put around him, so I'm not going to support him. And I did not support him. Look at what's happening now. He now suspend, tire. But people are still sitting there trying to see how they can steal. So the Liberian people, I can predict that they may put in there.
Let me say this to you.
Kona Bedie, what his name from?
But let me say to you. Let me go back to what my brother Councilor Gu said. And God shared the show. Let's have the conversation. We're talking about Serena Seaforth. We're talking about what happened in the country today. Let's have this conversation. It's in front of us. It's not behind us. You like it, you like it. But God's will get to 2029. And the decision, people will question. People will speak about it. So don't be afraid. Paul, if President Boyka perform well, that performance will be for Jeremiah Kuhn. Paul Kennedy.
Exactly.
If President Boyka perform poorly, that is Jeremiah Kuhn's fault.
But let me tell you what was
Can I learn? Paul,
let me tell you what will surprise me, Stanton, before you come in. What will surprise me is to see that President Boyka say, okay, I have done my term, I'm tired, I'm not running. If the woman says that, I will be surprised because I think he's going to run, and he's not going to run for himself.
No, but let make the argument for Paul.
Paul, that's not the point. That's not the point. That's not the argument.
Paul, anybody can
argument.
I am saying to you, my brother. My brother Councilor said, if the president performed well, there's a shot for him to run again. And I would say it would be bad for Unity Party. Because the Liberian people, as much as President Joseph Boyka will prosecute, will fight corruption, bring down inflation, bring prices down, do everything 100%, somebody of that household should reap from the Father blessing. And that person right now will be Jeremiah Kuhn. If President Boyka failed, Councilor, you want to say something?
Of course.
Yeah. So what we are saying...
No, I don't agree with you.
Thank you. What we are saying today, nobody will make that mistake and say, President Boyka, you have done extremely well, exceptionally well. Please run again. The president, it will be difficult for that message to be up there because you know what? The president's mind may be willing, but his body will be weak. Exactly. And people will use that against him. Yes. So what happened is that a young energetic man, the Jeremiah,
I won't cut you off.
Let me finish.
I won't cut you off.
Why you let him cut me off? Can I make my point?
I won't cut you off. Please, moderator, you got plenty time. You moderator get plenty time, so we'll cut you off small.
You like to talk,
let me
something. Everybody else. Talk to Councilor.
Yeah, let me tell you something, Stanton. The Liberian people will go for performance. They will not go for age. If the old man who is holding stick is able to bring prices down, if the old man who is holding stick is able to build the roads, is able to provide and improve the education system, health, my brother, the Liberian people will vote him, and they will believe that the vice president that is there will continue legacy. They will not go for age, they will go for performance.
Okay, thank you.
So, yes, so that's my point. They will go for performance, not age.
So we hear your point. So please don't interrupt us. Let me finish my own point.
Let me support
do this to
before
me.
you come in. Let me support before you come in. Uncle, I agree with you 100%. But I doubt that in a country like Liberia without system. Listen, you know why Madame Salif succeeded? Madame Salif was a hands-on president, and I use the word succeeded to say in her first term, right? I mean, we all know that she did well in her first term, In the second time, when she started bringing all the other people now, and General Robert Saleh came in, then the whole thing just took downhill. But Madame Saleh succeeded in her first 6 years because if she asked you to do something as Minister of Justice, she just didn't ask you and sat back. She asked you, and the next day you will see her to the ministry, making sure what she asked you us was done. So with that kind of energy, with that kind of performance, you know, that result-driven performance, age does not matter. But if you are the kind of laid-back, laissez-faire leader like President Boakai, your age, I'm not going to support you. Because the thing is, those boys will draw a ring around you like they are doing now. They will draw a ring around you. They will make you sign paper. Look at it. Look at the video Central Post up the other day. The justice minister brought something to the old man to sign. The old man that was some. Whatever that paper was they brought before the old man deliberately did not want to sign. They kept trying to make him to sign. He said no. But this is the kind of thing you do when you are tired. The old man is weak and tired. He has a good heart. He's a good principle-minded man. But he cannot do everything alone. He does not have the endurance.
So Paul, before Stanton comes in, it still boils down to performance.
Brother Counselor,
if the old man that we all see very old, he can wall pushing him, whatever the case. If he performs between now and 2027, 2028, my brother, the Liberian people will vote him in 2029.
All right, thank you very much, Councillor.
I will be one of those persons. I'm saying it tonight. I will be one of those persons that will champion his re-election if he performs.
Okay, thank you very much. You see, then that's the problem we have as Liberian. Okay, today. The man saying if JMB perform, he will be there to champion JMB second term. Before that second term comes, the brother will be explaining different story. You see, let me say this. Fubi, welcome to the show. We should be very slow to speak, except when we're kidding. But faster, yeah, that's the reason God gave us 2 years and 1 month. You know, man, promise, yeah. A promise that you will not keep, probably.
So I'm saying that I don't see it.
Okay, but wait now. Sister, brother.
Yeah, I don't see it.
I understand.
Yeah,
my thing is that.
But don't speak for me. Don't speak for me. Tell your own. I told my own, tell your own.
But we're talking about, man, we're not making plow.
We're making plow tonight. No, we make plow tonight. Tell your own. Tell your own. I told my own, tell your own. Leave me alone. I know what I am saying. I got my own quality. I got my own principles. When I say things, I go by it. All of people don't.
No, that's okay. That's okay. So the only thing I want to say to all my fellow Liberians, please share the show. I will only tell you guys.
No. Don't shut me up. I'm saying it again.
But I'm
saying it one more time. Hello. Wait. Let me be clear. I'm saying it one more time. If President Boakai performs between now 2027, 2028, I will be one person who will champion his re-election. Madam Saleh performed. I didn't vote Madam Saleh in 2005 because of a performance. I championed her re-election in 2011. I will do the same to President Boakai. That's what I'm saying. I'm wanting to find anybody, my brother. I want to survive. I don't need job or so. I'm telling you what I believe in. So don't come talk about here. You see,
and that's the point. So listen. I am going to continue to be on the side of a third option because listen, I believe that Liberia should not just be put in this box where if it is not Unity Party, it has to be CDC. You're not going to grow that way. There are 5.7 million people.
My brother, what the country is now. Okay, all that is talking. Let me tell you something, right? That thing you be talking. That thing you be talking at theory. The reality of Liberian politics now is CDC UP. Period.
But
for a long period of time.
I want to beg to disagree with that reality. It's not a reality. It's your perception. Your perception is different from reality. Your perception
As the fight now.
a CDC or United Party. I see it from a whole different perspective. I mean, it's going to be 30 years to have una CDC or United Party. While I agree with, a two-party leading if they have the relevance and the vision of our country. But look at where we have been for the past 30 years with CDC and United Party. 30 years. It comes 2029.
Agree.
And we'll still continue to get embark ourselves behind these two groups. So we are looking at a third option. We are having a conversation. There are a lot of experienced, good government people out here. I mean, I can throw a couple of names instead of coming for us to start that. We can throw a couple of names to the Liberian people to begin to see it, to begin to think about it. And I like Omen Tewan Gonglo. The one thing about Tewan Gonglo that I have not seen is a team behind him. I've actually not seen Tewan Gonglo team. I see a man with high-level principle walking around with broom in his hand. That's all I see. Tewan Gonglo has actually not shown us a strategic team of people that he's working with to move the country forward. He's going to fail. With all a principle, he can be everywhere at the same time. So until I can see that team,
so let me tell
I'm
you,
not going to support
Tewan Gonglo. Yeah, but Paul, if that Tewan Gonglo that you see just passing around with broom, sweeping, if that Tewan Gonglo goes on the CDC ticket, it's a second round for him. Clear. That Tewan Gonglo, what you see passing around with broom, you say he get nobody, that he gets strategy to show anything. If he's a candidate for the Congress for Democratic Change, or even the ruling party today, it's a second round for that very Tewan Gonglo that came, I don't know how many places in the election, he will be in second round. Until, look, let me tell you something. The country, and you can talk with Fubi. For me, I'm in the politics, I've been around. The country is blue or green. Period.
All right.
If a good candidate wants to win the election, he must find a way through. He either find a way through the United Party or he finds a way through the CDC for now.
Okay, Councillor.
It's done.
Councillor, thank you very much. Thank you for your own opinion. Let's welcome Heron Fubi Heron on the show. Councillor, I disagree with you. I understand that.
You can wrong.
Let's talk one at a time. I will not force him, man. Let's adjust. I beg you.
I just say that.
I just say, yeah, but I will. As soon as I say I disagree with the man, say come wrong. Are we fighting?
Yeah, we're fighting. So now, we're fighting.
Wait,
the man say he disagrees with you. Let hear a disagreement.
Exactly.
Yeah, they ain't got wrong.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, you want me to come for you to kill me? You're not kill me. I will, please, I'm begging you.
You
want me to come for you to kill me?
You're give me 10 seconds.
No, man, you finish. Let's move on back.
You get 10 seconds.
Man, you yelling. Start yelling. Look at you meet yourself.
2029, I see UP again. 2029.
Okay, so we heard what you said. Let's move on now.
Okay,
are you okay now? Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
2029 is CDC.
You still move on. You still talking. Thank God. So, but let me say this. We will welcome the Honorable Carlos Mose Great, former representative district number 8, Moserado County. We're going to welcome the Dr. Fubi F.A. Herring, whose grandfather served as a speaker. We want to welcome you. We're bringing the former candidate, senatorial candidate, Vaporu County, Paul Kennedy is here. We're going to bring in the former candidate for district number 11, Councilor Rafia Go.
You're muted. So council.
So I just came back to say, we welcome everybody. It will be only fair for us to close up on this great conversation. I think this conversation is great in a way that it's a startup for us. Mame is coming. Everybody going to be joining us, and we'll get into this thing. I'm back and forth chatting with Councilor Seafors. He's on an international Zoom call, after which he will come and explain to the nation his right up to date on Facebook. A lot of people in all the chat rooms I'm part of, everybody discussing what Councillor Seaforth wrote. It's very important for you to understand. That's powerful. That's very, very powerful, by the way. So we're discussing, let's say, if you're sedition, you are very concerned now because Seaforth have thrown sand in your gari. If you're sedition, if you're UPACE, you're happy that the Lord today answer your prayer. After the fast and pray, God rewarded you today. And that's the reason why President Boaka is saying that we're going to fast and pray. There's a power in prayer. If you believe, touching nothing, what you ask of the Lord, it shall come to pass. So my fellow Liberians, you laugh at this, you joke, but what Joseph Yima Boaka said, the president said, let's fast and pray. The Lord have answered the president's prayer. People coming up confessing. And that's the reason why today we are seeing that seditions in Jobo. They are not in Zico. They have called their Sepe. They have called their ICE. It's hard for them to defend. They're going in their own chat room, opening Zoom call, telling everybody, nobody might tell Sereno C4. Let's go talk to him. Jangako, can you go talk to C4? McGill, can you go talk to C4? And C4 is mad like hell. We got everything. Darren, send it over to Nelson and he put it up. We got everything. Paragraph by paragraph. Line by line. Precinct by precinct. A little yeah with C4 and a little there. Come on, we got everything. The Bible never, listen, the words that the Lord has spoken will never, ever return unto him vow. It will accomplish his purpose. With a sincere heart, when you fast and pray, God too will make this thing come to pass. So today, from nowhere, I was sleeping, my phone was going off. I put my phone on silent, but in my dream, I still heard my phone going off. My grandson gave me the phone. He said, Papa. I said, what happened? The light was blinking on the phone. Beep, 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 beep. It was just blinking. Messages coming from all over. Sereno Seaforth caused problem in the country. Seriously, I thought the American arrested Sereno Seaforth. I thought they were taking him to the head. I didn't know. And then somebody sent me the message. And I was reading. But man, put the thing up. We won't start the show. We got no time to waste. Put the thing up. And I was reading. He challenged CDC. He challenged Akaris Grade. He said, you ate your own reset before reset time. He said, tell me, can they show us one CDC, voter registration headquarters, war room? The man is an e-volume of the encyclopedia when it comes to destroying CDC. He is the e-volume of the encyclopedia. Nobody can make it with him. So, ladies and gentlemen, I will say to you, election has started already. But then, I digress. While he was speaking, Steve Zacko was beating on Unity Party too. For the second day in a row. I don't know what's happening. My bad son, that your good son. Your bad son, that my good son. Flip-flopping. Movement is going on. And then I heard the group from CMC. They said we were straightening up this country. And then I heard another group from PAP, People Action Party. They are coming back. But who leading the group? Who leading PAP? Now, what's going on in our country? PAP? Are you kidding me?
There's a group called PAP?
PAP. The chairman is Ahmed Salih. PAP. The treasurer is Milton Weeks. Everybody know Milton Weeks. He's a treasurer. Milton Weeks. I will not give you the political leader name.
And you're looking for alternative tetra.
I will not give you the political leader name. Ladies and gentlemen, right now, go on your smartphone. Right now, wow. You see, I have my daughter and my son here.
Councillor looking for third choice does not
right now.
Anything.
Right now,
that's not what we're talking
go
about.
on your smartphone and share the show. You're about to be fire in Soweto. Right? If you have not shared the show, Nathan Dennis, Samuel Zuckerman has been a long time. Melvin Todd Johnson. We're going to bring in the greatest Gibson, Dwayne Dave, Joe Mooney. We're going to bring in Oro Gawe. Jada Kessely is in the house. Somebody get me Jada Kessely. We're going to bring in Nelson Bala, Smith Dewey, Vamadi Donso, Ahmed Kiatama. Kiatama is here, Ahmed. Yekas and Kui. Bill Castle, as always. Moses Batoon is in the house. JD Paul is here. We're going to bring in Fatu Richardson. Oh, Helena Askibi is in the house. Lucien Touré, prolific Lila Harry. Everybody is joining us. Chris Boto, Joshua Kafa, they call the person Tracy Anderson is here. We're going to bring in James Flomo. Again, Stephen Guitar, George, James, Justin Gibson. We want to welcome all of you. Our motto is, you tow your own, and I tow my own, and we go in peace. No fighting. No fighting. So we got 4 more minutes. 4 more minutes we have. And we want to ask everybody on the set.
When I ask you, and you say you see 10 minutes, you alone talk.
Let me ask you a question, Lafiago. When last you pay any of the staff at the Spoon Network? If you have never paid any of the staff at the Spoon Network, shut up. You got no more right to speak to our students.
You're right. You're right.
Is he out of football room? I'm uncle talking to so.
I'm the one pay. You're right. I tell my time account let's show you don't give me rap account let's show you to provide for the report. All you can tell me what I pay. Okay.
Uncle, I heard I getting small money on a hill.
Where? Even Granny brought a pastor pay $400 for commercial, at least she try. Now the problem can always get a beginner to cut into a run and pay Sunday. You pay nothing and you gave me half a year. What am I
get nothing small thing. You are that 10 minutes that talking, man.
Yeah, man. Think I can get more
problem.
Yeah,
Glenn. Now the privilege of hosting you. Privilege of hosting. Privilege of hosting.
We're talking about Stevens now.
No, I gotta go, please. Yeah.
I see the med delivery tonight. Yeah, but you know some question here. How you coming for your two? Yeah, the black cow, the red cow, the white cow. Tonight, I the black cow. You might be laughing. Tomorrow, they're coming for the red cow.
You're on mute.
Councilor Gwe and I, we grew up in Ghanansville, so we know each other. And another person that we know, that's Salif Talon. And I heard something of bad news about Salif Talon. That Salif Talon wrote that contract from LTN. And Salif Talon know exactly what's happening and he's hiding his hand. I'm not going to start that one that Mommy was telling me today. Mommy said Salif Talon is part of this thing with the LTN. So we'll wait for Mommy to come and explain. But guys, welcome to the Spoon Talk. Let's have fun. Let's enjoy ourselves and let's talk about the issue. Today, the guest for tonight, he will be coming on is Serena Seaforth. But something happened, and I'll rest on this, Councillor. I reached out to Serena, I spoke to him. He agreed to come on. My CDC friends called me, right? I was on the phone. They added Nathaniel McGill on the phone because McGill wanted me to say it. McGill said Serena Seaforth will not come. He told me. I said, Senator, why? McGill said we will not allow Serena Seaforth to come on the show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, seriously. Apart from all, I called him McGill name because I spoke to him. Paul. And I said, but you guys afraid? He said, because we know you're Serena Seaforth not coming. I'm saying this because if Serena Seaforth doesn't come, it's because CDC backing not to come. If Serena Seaforth doesn't show up tonight, ladies and gentlemen, CDC have backed him. They went on the knee, back in the chat room. Akaros Grace said, I'm call Jangako to talk to Serena Seaforth. And he was begging everybody to reach out to Seaforth. So at the end of the day, I'm saying to all of you, he promised me, this is the last text Serena Seaforth sent me. You know, Seaforth and myself, we got good relationship. I'm not saying anything. I believe that he will come. I'm hopeful. He said, I am conducting an international conference of European lawyers right now for our next bar conference in Copenhagen in October. Now, yeah, that's what he said. They went to the man, they begged the man, and he said he will come after. So let's keep our finger crossed, okay? And I believe him. He said he will come. You see Gray laughing? All day they were begging Senator Seaforth to show face.
Oh, basically. You just get all kind of story to talk.
No, but I get a text message that he said
if Serena Seaforth does not come, it's not that they're begging him, it's that Maggie are called and threatening him. Because Serena Seaforth, although he was Solicitor General, he literally worked for McGill. In the morning, he will go to McGill house before he comes to
get
work.
him in job.
Yeah, so if McGill calling, if Senator
But
McGill
McGill called me. McGill called me.
So maybe what you say,
I told
maybe
McGill I
what
was
you
going to
say is
say,
true.
Paul, I told McGill I was going to say, McGill called me. McGill either kept Hassan on the call, and he added Akaros Gray, but Akaros Gray didn't pick up, right? Akaros Gray didn't pick up. McGill called me. I said, McGill, I will say on the show. He said, say. He said, call my name. Serena Seaforth will not come. We will not allow Serena Seaforth to come. He said it.
You all right?
He told me to say it. And you know when you tell me to say something, I must say it.
Even the one who don't tell you to say it, you can still say it.
Exactly. But they slept on in the hotel room. You didn't tell me to say it, but I said it.
Look at that.
So that made progress. Okay. But Paul, let's start the show. I mean, seriously, this is serious. Serena Seaforth have to show up. But let's hear you, Paul. Let's start with you.
It's good being here. Good evening to our viewers. Good morning, wherever you are. Good afternoon. You know, we're back again, saying our own. That's all we do. I mean, look at the issues, bring them forward, discuss them, and you be the judge. You know, I'm very excited and looking forward to hearing the counselor on this platform to tell us, you know, his concerns, his, you know, what he has learned now that he didn't learn in the 6 years with CDC. Because life is a learning process. You know, we'll be looking forward to hearing what he has learned and what he's trying to disclose to us that we already don't know of him. Right. Similarly, I'm looking out to see my brother from Lofa, Steve Zacko, you know, to see whether he will come on to give his grievances also. I mean, these things make the democratic process really strong. When people view their opinion and they speak freely, it's a good thing. The only thing my boss lady used to tell me, you know, when you speak freely, it comes with consequences. So you can speak freely, but freedom of speech also comes with consequences and, you know, responsibilities. So let's wait to see them. We are excited to be on here tonight, Stanton. Thank you.
So let me say good evening to all of you. You know, for me, I'm tired of hearing people who were in government holding strategic position when they are out, and then they start to complain on the government that they serve when they had the opportunity to do what some of the things that they're complaining of today. I don't give them credence. Yeah, I don't want to question their morality, but I don't give them credence. So I'm not concerned much about whatever consider Seaforth, my former boss, will come and say tonight. I'm concerned about God's about God answering my prayers for the nation, and all of the prayers point that I put out today on my page. I hope that God can answer those prayers. I believe that, I didn't, really want to celebrate the prayer from the beginning because we already have a fast and prayer day by law. But again, maybe something pushed the president. And later on this morning, I sat down and I said, let me offer my own prayer as well as a Liberian. And I offered my prayer. And that's all for me on my mind now, that God must answer my prayers for the country. That's all. So whatever discussion comes, I'm into it. Thank you.
Thank you. Fubi. Dr. Fubi.
Yeah, so good evening, everybody, and hope that we all having a good time. And regardless of how you spend your day, we hope that you found a way to pray to God. So we can do all that we can do, but it's always good to pray. Whether you're a Christian or Muslim or atheist or whatever, you have some divine force that you believe in. So always rely on that energy to keep you going. So and after that, you also got to add faith, you got to add action to your prayers. And that's why in Genesis 3:19, say when you sweat, you will eat bread until you go back to the dust.
Yeah.
So don't just pray and leave it like that. You add action because God, the Bible said that does not tell you say you just pray and sit down. You pray, you add action. Sometimes you pray, God will give you guidance. So you use that instruction to make good for yourself. And that's what the prayer is for, to keep guiding you through. But we look forward to a good show.
Thank you. Honorable Gray?
Yeah, thank you very much. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning to everyone, because people are different part of the world. My presence here today is to be very clear. I wanted to see Councilor Sivas on the show so we can put him on the witness stand, and ask him some questions, look at the contradictions of the 11 counts he has, that he cataloged, which is very important. Our fundamental responsibility is not to muffle free speech, is to ensure that people express themselves, whether they have the moral standing or not. For us, we don't muffle free speech. We welcome his disagreement at any point in time, or anybody's disagreement, but at the same time, we have the necessary capacity to ensure that we correct some of those conversations coming on. We hope we have a good show. I don't need President Boga to tell me to pray. In fact, I don't believe in the legitimacy of the national holiday that he declared. Yeah, so I don't need him to ask me to pray. And I mean, we don't pray because of President Boga. We pray because we are believers. So I don't take a particular day to pray. I pray every day of my life and say my Lord's Prayer, my 23rd Psalm. That's what I encourage you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Darius.
Yeah, so good evening to all of fellow panelists and our followers, the Liberian people, home and abroad. What is on my mind at the beginning is the fact that we have begun to receive reports, alarming reports from the disaster management team there, the National Disaster Management Agency, alarming administrative malpractices taking place there, rampant corruption, misuse and abuse of power. So whistleblowing have started. We will get all of the facts. It's alleged that the executive director is engulfed, is entangled with a lot of allegations ranging from corruption, unilateral decision making, excluding the deputies and what have you. So we will look closely into that. On the issue about Serena Cephas.
So we're not
Councillor
discussing
Serena
Cephas
Cephas.
yet, though. Ajay, what's on your mind?
Okay, we'll dive into it when the topic comes out.
All right. Dr. Bropler.
Thank you, Glendy, and good evening to my friends and all those who watch, friends of Liberia and Liberians all over the world. So two things for me. One, that the deal, this LTMI deal, is very troubling at so many levels. The Senate will be taking a look at that tomorrow. I talked to one or two transport employees that said they'll be at the Capitol tomorrow. And I pray that the Senate can right this shit, because this is not good for the country. So we'll be watching with interest tomorrow as Pro Tem Kanga and others handle this matter on behalf of the people and the Republic and the sovereignty of our nation. The most important thing on my mind, Lindy, is today I prayed. I prayed for the nation on Thursday morning, 6 o'clock. 4 particular leaders I prayed for: the president, his family, the vice president, his family, and 2 bishops. Today, though, I pulled the president and the vice president from my Thursday prayer list, and I pray for them today. And I pray for the nation. I pray that we'll move past praying and do more working and work with honesty and a deep sense of sacrifice. And then I pray that God will give the president the courage and consistency to clean the house, because the house needs some cleaning. There are plenty of good people there, but there are plenty of non-productive people there also, that he will do that consistently so that the government can get more productive and take us to the place that he hopes we can go. That's what's on my mind.
Thank you. So let me just scroll. Hello to everybody. It's good to be on. Looking forward to the discussions about Councillor Cephas. And we'll talk when we get there. I know it's pretty early, but there is a diaspora conference that's coming up in September.
Then all the announcement that they put out to pay for it.
What's on my mind? On my
So
mind.
we'll take it with
you 30 minutes to on your mind. It's on my mind. What we're talking about.
Benny,
You will
once
not
on your
know.
mind, you will pay for A.
No.
You will pay for A.
Parliaments are doing it.
All right, go ahead.
Diaspora conference is on my mind.
Go ahead. Thank God they get technical issue on this show. Go ahead.
Yeah, I
told you about the 3 cows. You ain't listen to me.
No, let me talk, man. I followed that program. My man asked the other day.
I was the red cow.
I asked you, Glenny, is that different from what my man came to in Philly? Because I saw you posted it.
I think it's different. This one is in September in Maryland, in DC. Okay. It's a diaspora conference. It's not just for the people in America, but people in diaspora in Asia, in Australia, in Europe, everywhere. The important thing about the conference is to emmure that Liberians are made aware and that the people in the diaspora are a part and parcel of the planning and programming. Reverend Dr. Emmett Dunn is the head of this conference.
You know, we have to bring him on the show, Glenny. If you get a contact, bring him. Let's talk about it.
Yes, he should be here today so we can bring it. So we want to encourage everybody. Everything may not be right. Everything may not be perfect. The starting.
No, I agree, Benny. I agree. Bring him on. Let's talk about it. You know, bring him on. It will be better. You know, I'm making my. I pulled him from my last year prayer list. And I put him on the prayer list. So let me give this quick announcement before Mame comes in. Mame, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I will be off this show, and the guys, the good men and women on this show, will carry on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I just want to give this announcement. People, thank God for you all. They will carry on, and I will join you guys on Monday. Okay, so it's time for me to take just a little 4 days. The family having that trip, that vacation trip. We're going to take a 4 days, go out of state, and and relax, because I'm tired of hearing the noise in my ear about Liberia. So there's a strict restriction. If you're going on this trip, you cannot take spoon talk with you. And I want to be law about it. Yeah. Seriously, I will try my best. Cannot take my computer. Yes, you can take your computer, but you cannot take spoon talk with you. So that is to say, we are going 2 things. I cannot take my computer, which is spoon talk, and I cannot take the dogs in the house with me. So I will be Lord about it, and I will have to go in peace and take my mind today, my mind, my heart away from spoon talk. Okay?
Follow the instruction, brother. Follow the instructions.
I will. I have to live long.
You know that problem. A good CEO going on his holiday. When someone else decide to take one day The CEO will be beating our phone, beating our calling, oh. Even if we're sick.
But you know, the issue between you and myself, and I won't say this to you. You're in Sudan, you know.
You got me explain.
So let Mommy come on the show.
You got me down where you are, where you sleeping, where you there. She call her everything.
And why you not see that? God forbid you see
why
any
is my
slipper.
slipper or you saw?
Listen, God forbid you see any slipper that is smaller than you.
Let him go. If I take 1 week, don't even take 4 days. Take 1 week. Take 1 week.
I can't listen. I can never take any vacation for 1 week. 4 days is enough. Well,
take 1 week.
I've been there.
The Mecca will get sick.
I'll get sick. I'll get sick. Maybe I will spy in. Maybe when I eat a hotel, I will spy in. I'm trying to. But let's work on it. Mama, talk to us. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, but the guy is committed to the show, man. Seriously.
Yeah.
Stand on, you are committed.
It's a difficult task. What Stanton can do is extremely difficult. But what's on the mind has not changed. I will follow Councillor Dr. Brupler's line regarding the concession. How do we ensure the rights of civil servants, employees are protected? How do we ensure best interest for the country? How do we ensure data security and ownership? I will follow that line. But before I follow that line, there were a group of BMs in the country who passed a concession. And my agenda is to expose what they did first. Once we successfully do that, then we'll move to correcting what happened. Group of BMs were in the country. They passed a concession, giving vehicle registration, driver license, and other things to a private provider. Later on, they realized that they were taking it from their treasurer of their party, John Uboti, and decided to go back on the concession and went and carved a paragraph and put it in the concession and put it outside and argued that somebody forged the president's signature or somebody inserted a clause that was not there. But instead of taking that person to court, instead of indicting them for forging the president's signature, instead of indicting them and even deporting them out of the country, they went and entered into a settlement with them. Nobody in the country heard that somebody forged the president's signature since 2018. Nobody heard that somebody inserted officially a clause in the concession to hold the country down to something that the country did not want to do until today. We need to expose the BMs, then we come to the concession and see how we can ensure that the rights of employees, the interest of the country is protected. But first, my agenda is to expose the BMs.
Wow. Mama, you came strong on the LTM thing. You quoting people that signed the LT. Anyway, we'll get that as well on your mind. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Spoon Talk. Thank you for joining us. We ask you, please, just go on the social media outlet and share the show, YouTube, and go on Facebook, Instagram. And let me say something. Our support Facebook is rolling, Support TV. The channel will be up in another month. The channel will be up. So you're going to have all of your radio stations. Share the show. Those of you that are relaying, we say thank you. Again, we're happy to be in your home. We're happy to be on your smartphone. And we're happy that you share this time with us. Mama, you went hard on the LTM according to the former government, and you will say your own BM. We'll come to that. But something strange happened today. And I want to say to all of you, we are not fighting. We really don't hate each other. We just come from a place to make Liberia better. So that's why you see I laugh for everybody and I welcome everybody. You can say the worst about me, that's fine. We got in this thing for those reasons. We woke up this morning, and when I spoke to Councillor Sifa, I just texted him again. He will be coming on. I cannot criticize JMB and the rescue government at this time. The former SG, Councillor Serenos Sifos, what really say? One, when I think of all these, I feel guilty about criticizing the current government. Beyond this, our former president who was fond of making music during his presidency, is now on social media dancing all over the place. What else is shameful and childish than this? I don't have critics or criticism for JMB. We put this together. We took all of his paragraph and we're going to make it out of discussion tonight. Paul, the first paragraph on the floor, you think Serena C4 is on point here?
Thank you, Stanton. Maybe, maybe not. You know, I really don't. I don't know Serena C4 from his perspective. I've not followed his principle to say, when you know, Stanton, when you know certain people principle, when they say things, you know they are on point. And don't get me wrong, I'm not judging his morality either. But this man was the Solicitor General of the Republic of Liberia, one that had the authority to prosecute people who were doing wrongful thing in government. Did he do that? You know, that's the kind of question people should be asking. Is he the right messenger? The message is good, but the messenger is carrying this message. Should he be carrying it now? So these are the kind of questions that come up, and I'm excited that he's coming on so that we have the opportunity to ask him why now.
Thank you.
You know,
so I want us to be a little faster in this because he's coming on, of course, except something happened. My brother Councilor Gu, what do you make about this first paragraph?
Look, all I can say is that I wait for Councilor Silva to appear. He served as a Solicitor General on former President Weah, who was his principal and he was an agent. He has the duties and responsibilities. I serve as his special assistant. So imagine if I were to come up in the public to really talk some of the things that I know. I mean, where will we be going? I think this is genius. But I want facing him so that he can on the show. Then I will face him, saying he decided to bring President Weah, who he served as agent for several years, almost I think 3 years or so. He tried to bring him up. Then I will face him too, and then we'll talk everything that we know. So we just check out everything, send the one government to council. Because for me, it's completely irresponsible. I'm clear with that. And I advised Councilor Seaforth before. I advised him that as Solicitor General, former Solicitor General, when you serve a position of that, you have to be careful on what you say when you leave. Or he didn't listen. So I'm waiting for him. I won't say anything further.
Is that a threat or a warning?
They make it a mess. They make it a mess.
No, lawyers don't threaten people. No, lawyers don't threaten people. Lawyers can put on notice. I put him on notice.
They make it a mess. I get response for the councillor.
No, we just notify him. No problem. I don't got problem. I'm not threatening Councilor Seaforth. I'm just saying to him that as a responsible person in government, there are certain point in time that you can engage, because I know. I mean, let me say I was there. I know a lot. Yeah. So that's why I mean, let leave it. Let him come. That's why I said let him come. You're facing me.
Johnny, take it over. Take it over. Let's.
Johnny not get data.
Akara,
you can go ahead. Akara, you can go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I hope tonight.
Statement from.
Thank you very much. I hope tonight we'll watch what we say, because we on this show tonight to return fire for fire. When I hold back what kind of description anybody give to the former government, will fire back badly and dangerously. I want to assure you people, you call people BM, will call president criminal. We're clear. We'll not run from that, please. The next thing here is that on Councilor Seaforth's statement, I hope Paul called him a snitch, called someone a snitch yesterday for being suspended and disagreed. I also heard another person calling the former immigration boss, an angry loser. I managed to have listened to part of the conversation from last night because he has some revelation, he has some disagreement. I heard that the Boba say that, look, people should not act as if to say government job is the only job. I listened to Sis Glennon. She also disagreed with Steve Zago. For me, I believe people have their fundamental rights. I listen to people criticizing a lot of people. I believe people have their fundamental rights. But let us face the moral high grounds of the argument. And I want CFOS to be here tonight, and you'll be shocked because we are ready for it. We're not running away from that. If he should come tonight, if he doesn't come, good for him.
No, I just spoke to CFOS. He'll be here in the next 25 minutes.
Good for him. Yeah. But I want to say to you that CFOS serves three capacities in the government. Then look at the first statement. He served as Deputy Minister of Agriculture. He served as the head of the Assets Recovery Team. He also served as Solicitor General. And while as Solicitor General, he was being sanctioned by the United States government. CFOS inherited a president who came from the entertainment world. He didn't hide feelings at the presidential level. He sang, he did music, he danced. After the presidency, he's still doing what he did while as president and even before being president. What did CFOS say when he held these three cardinal positions? On the basis of making music, on the basis of dancing, from your first paragraph you just read. I think CFOS, not only he doesn't have the moral character of standing, those who were there, let me repeat, those who were there and spoke up, we can have a conversation with them. But on the basis of the first paragraph you read, I think CFOS is being disingenuous, as Councilor Blue said.
And again, I want to say thank you, Honorable Gray. CFOS will be here in the next 20-25 minutes. I just spoke to him, he confirmed. Let's do this real quick before to give room for CFOS because that's a lot. We get over 7 paragraphs. And CFOS is still speaking, by the way. He's told me, he says, stand on right now. You say, I got a whole book and I'm still speaking. So we'll hear him as he come out tonight. Glenny, let's hear you, Glenny.
Senior Gopio. Why are you putting a thing? Senior Gopio. He said, Joey had a senior Gopio. I don't think, and I'll say the same thing like I said about Zago, I think when you work with people and then you leave them, I don't think you should be breaking their trust and talking after. Serena CFOS was nobody small. He was someone who was high power in the government, Solicitor General of the Republic of Liberia. You know, my dad served in that position also. But it's like, for him to be talking now and also who work with the CDC, that one I'm not taking it serious at all because it's a complete waste of time. The only thing I got from that thing was the senior Gopio and the Christmas light. So when the CDC people were ready to talk about Dillon being Christmas light, being Chinese light, now we have Christmas light will be blinking. That all I get to say. Nothing I take it serious.
Thank you very much, Glenny. Let's get to you. Glenny says, Glenny, thank you a lot. Dr. Bobla, are you with us? Let's hear you on this first paragraph.
So, CEO, so maybe I read this differently. If the former president is dancing, you know, I don't know that there's anything wrong with it. Okay, his music and thing I thought was a distraction during his tenure as president. It took him away from the more important thing. He's not the president anymore. He's a private Liberian citizen, even though a very prominent one. He's former president. That part, now other parts may be something, but that part, he's dancing, his music is childish. I don't know that it's childish. So I don't really have much to say on that, CEO. But maybe the counselor comes and speaks a little more, then I'll have something to say.
Dr. Bobla, thank you. Let me bring him the doctor himself, Fubi. Fubi Harris, let's hear you.
Yeah, so for me, the same thing, like I said last night, I don't think CFO should be speaking. And, he doesn't have the moral right to speak. After serving the government, they had to sanction you before the president asked you guys to resign. So that should tell you that you endure all those times and you serve 3 different positions within the region until last minute time a U.S. sanction. And those days, CFO when you're working, especially when they were prosecuting comments at the with that fingering case, when he gets there to walk, woo, woo, woo. And so now you come in to talk about men dancing, the men doing this, the men doing that. Sometimes you do it, just shut up. Live your quiet life. The government decides not to go after you with the sanction as UN did, fair. But probably maybe because the government have asked, they said they will ask for the support of the US government to go after those that were sanctioned. Maybe it's because of that people trying to flip to buy some political favor. So you can tell that political gain. So politics, sometimes you see this kind of flip-flopping around. But I don't think in from a moral standpoint, I don't expect him to be speaking up. I don't expect him from what he said. I don't expect him to be speaking up. Sometimes you live with it and move on.
Thank you very much, Phoebe. Darius, let's hear you. And Mama will finish on the first paragraph. I hope I have the time to say my piece on this. Let's hear you, Darius.
Yeah, so I think that says Glendy and Phoebe said, I don't think, in my opinion, in my right mind, consider C4 has the moral standing to say all what he said today, because he has his own dark days. He has his own dark record. This is the Solicitor General on which the government was accused of bribery. He was sanctioned. All right. And you come here to talk about we are. The thing is, even if you read what he wrote, he contradicted himself. At one point, he said the government, CDC government, was not paying attention to those who struggle for them. At one point, he said the government, we are prioritized people who you consider we are science. At one point, he said only we are friends were around him. All right? Nothing he really said. Similar thing could be what Honorable Steve Zako saying. The United Party is disingenuous. They abandon all those that were in the poo water, in the rain, in the sun. So these things you see it from people with one objective. If in my mind, the LTMD, Heron Costa, Mameda were not going to go for letter, bringing Sereno civil legal opinion, nobody was going to hear Sifas today. Or perhaps what Phoebe said, the US could be going, pushing to go after the sanction allegation. So today he coming out to seek favor for United Party people, and then they are running with Gobio, but he does not have the moral standing. And then when he goes deeper, a lot of things will come out. He have an assistant right here from the Justice Ministry, Councilor Gu. And who know what Councilor Gu will put out there, or other people in the Justice Ministry at the time that work with him could bring all the files, 30 Ds.
Okay, thank you very much, Darius. Mr. Mame.
I mean, I disagree with almost all the things people say why C4 doesn't have moral grounds. I want to discuss the moral ground issue. And it is often said like this. I will go first to Councilor Gu. Councilor Gu, you speaking against proprietary information that transpired between you and your boss? Is that why you're threatening to relieve on the show, or you saying it to threaten C4 and scaring you away from coming? C4 will not come on the show.
Okay, C4, so let me answer you.
No, I come in.
So you need to answer. You want okay?
No, let you finish. I'm begging you.
If they employ you in government, employ you to execute a specific task, give you responsibilities, your role is to do that. And this is not for C4, it's for any other person. You cannot be charged with that responsibility, being paid to deliver certain tasks, and every day you on the radio criticizing your other friend from the other place, criticizing your other friend from the other place, criticizing your other friend from the other place, in the name of saying, when I'm in government, I can speak out. Do your job that they pay you to do. If there are issues that reach to the boiling point, you step aside. But you can't be in government and you can't be bragging that I was there, I was talking. When they want happen, I talk. When they want happen, I talk. What are you there for? You are brought in to execute specific responsibilities. Do it. And if it reaches to a boiling point that you cannot stomach, you step aside. But you can't be in government and be speaking on everything. And if you didn't do it, and today you want to do it, and somebody tell you don't have the moral ground to do it, I disagree. This counselor will sit on the show and say, when I was in government, I was speaking out. I was criticizing we are. Today, Christopher want to criticize we are. He said, don't criticize we are. Don't criticize him, it will be bad because you were agent of we are, so don't criticize we are. But you were in government, you were criticizing we are. C4 is out, you want to criticize we are. C4 is not releasing proprietary information. C4 is providing broad criticism. If he is releasing proprietary information, then we can say it's unethical. But he's raising broad issues around governance. And it is not wrong to do so. What would be wrong is for you to release proprietary information between you as an assistant to C4. But if you raise broad issues about prosecution, there will be no criticism.
Again, let me say this, Mama, thank you. I disagree with those of you guys out there saying it's wrong for C4 to speak or it's wrong for Steve Zacko to speak. Oh, no. It's not the right time. Guys, no. It's too late or it's too early. What can I do? No, you shouldn't talk. It's too early to talk. No. He shouldn't talk because he was agent of George Panawia. No. Steve Zago, that nephew to Joseph Boyga, so don't talk. These guys can talk anytime they want to talk. When they feel, listen, once, like Mama said, they are not putting up government national security issues. They can talk. Can anyone tell me what a job we are like government national security? No, he's not. No. I mean, let's stop this. C4, he's a lawyer. He knows exactly what he's saying. Since he fell in it, you know how C4 is treated?
That's C4 can't on.
I beg you, you spoke, nobody even said, "Fue."
But Mommy asked me a question. Can I answer?
No, Mommy asked you a rhetorical question. He gone. You see on the show. Let me do my talking. I beg you, my brother.
Away. Okay. He ran away from
Mommy coming back, but let me do my talking. 2 minutes. I mean, how confused our guys are. Everybody want to say hail to the king, and nobody want to say empire. You got no clothes on. What did C4 say here? What did he say, folks? First paragraph. We read it. When I think of all these, I feel guilty. Guilty for what? About criticizing the current government. There's something in C4. He want to criticize this government, but he can't. He cannot criticize the government because you know what? Beyond this, our former president, who was fond of making music during his presidency. I asked the question the other day, why President we are start making music now? Saying he's a free man. Saying he's not in government anymore. That government people are telling the president how to make music. Now you're a free man, you're not making no more music. So C4 said, is he wrong? He's not wrong. But he said, what else is shameful and childish about this? I don't have criticism for JMB. Let's go to the next one, folks. The structural leadership of governance in terms of power configuration was in the hands of the Southeasterner, vis-a-vis minority tribe crew, namely the president, pro tem, and the deputy speaker. Guys, C4 can use this to beat on Unity Party government, but he can't. He is making the point that we did it before, and they are doing it too. Great. Is C4 lying? The configuration of your government for 6 years. Is he wrong? Is there any mistake to what he is saying? I think sedition.
You asked me?
No, I'm not asking. I'm trying to end on this. I think sedition
You any
The
on or you
best
put out
thing-
the discourse, then you come back on
Yeah,
the
let me finish, then you will come in. That's what I'm saying.
No,
I
but
think
I said
the best thing
paragraph,
here-
so we initiating the conversation on it. That's why I want to know.
You see, this thing is hurting CDC bad way.
No,
Because
you asked
not
me a
only
question.
CFOS.
Okay.
Thank you. It's not only CFOS that's speaking. Mommy, I'll tell you what great day, right? He went in the chat room. He spoke to everybody in the group chat room. He opened up a conference call. He called a group call. That they will call Janga code to go beg CFOS. That's my friend. I don't want to put a text messages up.
Are you crazy for me to go? Pull it up as well. I call
So at the end of the day, Gray, you interrupted the show now. You have your time to talk. Yeah, but you interrupted the show, Gray. Just be patient. I know they think it hurt, but be patient. At the end of the day, but wait now, Gray. Wait back. You know. At the end of the day, I will say this to everybody. I think CFOS is doing the right thing, and I think everybody should be aware more like CFOS is coming out. What I heard today, seditionists are tired, mommy, but they're scared to speak right now. But they will be speaking. They love the party, but they think it's time for John we have to go. And we will make this case, and we will talk this thing on the show tonight. So they will be playing the kakaleka. It's okay. But Serena Sifa is speaking, and I do believe that nobody should shut him down. He should speak. If you get secret on him, in room 310, in the head, you want to talk about it? You want me to talk about it? Okay, let's go to the next paragraph. Let's go to the next paragraph. The government was reactionized. I want to put this on. If this is a lie, everybody will have to see. The sort of odd reasoning that is reminiscent of George Oswald Animal Farm. So much that kids that were born into poverty were living like kings and queens. Poor Kennedy.
Well, listen, stand on. As a Solicitor General.
Were they reactionized? That's the key word in there.
So
reactionized? Were he reactionized?
So let break reactionized down. Let break reactionized down. To be reactionized means that your loyalty is to we versus the president versus the country, correct? Yes?
Yes.
Or even CDC.
No, but they got sedition and they got
loyalty is only job and not to
they got people who are not called.
Only job he's your God. You are reactionized. Was I can't reactionized? Talk to me. We'll get there.
You see, the question is subjective. It depends who you talk to, right? And let me just come back a little bit. This thing is coming from the mouth of someone who was a high ranks in the former government. If we are talking about people who were who had the ears of the president, you will expect that a Solicitor General will have proximity to the president, because, correct me if I'm wrong, Councillor Gu, he should be a legal advisor or part of the legal team to the president. If this person is saying the government was run based solely on loyalty and people who were, fanatics of George Weah, we need to ask him, come here to ask him to say, how I was not in CDC, I was not close to CDC, I didn't care about who was reaction or who was not. So when I blame CDC fault and their failure, I blame it on the government system. In Liberia, do we have sycophancy enough for people to want to serve the president versus the country and the government? Yes. We saw that in CDC government. There were people who will see Weah not to be wrong in any cause. Weah is wrong, they say Weah is right. And whatever Weah does, they say Weah is right. In fact, it is that Weah is right that led to some of Weah's defeat, because there were people who were just not honest enough to look at the reality to say, you know what, Mr. President, I want to disagree with you. But is that what he's calling reaction? He needs to come out to tell us that.
Thank you very much. I mean, you're having a difficult time right now expressing yourself. I can understand, but I know as we move on, you will take a pause and really speak to what you want to speak to Paul Kennedy. I feel in your pain. You want to say something, but you're not there yet. All right. Let bring you. You have a difficult time because you begin a rock. You're between a rock and a hard place.
I have said what I wanted to say,
and I respect that. And I respect that. You got a little difficulty in really saying to people what is on your heart. Councillor, let's hear you.
Thank you. So let me address Mame first. Nobody going to discuss issue of propriety here. Mame, I'm trained. I've been in prosecution for over 10 years. So I'm very trained and disciplined. I have no moral issue at any time at my job or even at the level of the bar. So don't go there. I know exactly what I meant when I said I'm voting for Cephas. Because Cephas, I was near Cephas. Cephas had all the pen power to write the things he's writing today. Did he write those things then? It's boils down to morality. I know some of the things that I went through politically for some of the decisions that I took. And because of his so much into this whole issue of will, so I thought he would place himself in a position to say he hold himself guilty. That guilty thing he talked about, say I feel guilty. He's not really saying that he's guilty for not advising the government, appropriately. He said he's guilty because he's a member of the government that failed, so he's not able to criticize the other government. He's not taking responsibility as himself. So that is the point I come from. I'm not coming from propriety. I can discuss issue with things that we did as a minister. That's why I even warned him before. There was time he wanted to cross the line to go into even discussing cases that we had, and I said, you can't do that because you are former Solicitor General. You have to respect the office that you serve. You are not there today, still respect it. So what I'm saying here is that he had the time. All the things he read today over there. We know it. He had the time. He had the pen power. I know the person I'm talking about. He's a smart, clever. When Sifa can almost tell you all of the section in the law, in the criminal procedure law. He tells you, check to page this. You go there, you find it. That's Sifa. That's how gifted he is. Sifa goes to bed today. Sifa interact with you today. He goes to bed. All the things that he ever went through, you will see. I know he says he asleep. You wake up tomorrow morning, he will tell you. That's Cephas. He got a gift.
Okay, but Councillor, let's get to the issue. Now, you're explaining a long story.
Did he use a gift appropriately?
On the flow.
Yes. Did he use a gift? Did he use the gift that he had appropriately? Did he advise the government, the position he was in? Did he listen to some of the things that we said? He didn't. So now I want to come for him to come so I can ask him some questions about some of the things. How he will be able to respond to Liberian people so they can know that it is not about it's also about him as an individual. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. My question to you, Councillor, Cephas said folks are wearing knives. Is it true?
But if who are wearing knives, he himself was wearing knives. Why? Because he was like agricultural ministry. He was the beneficiary of the wearing knives decision. He was the agricultural ministry. Daku Moluba was the Solicitor General. He was removed from office without even being told. It was somebody that called Daku Moluba to tell him, say, oh, you are being replaced by Sereno Cephas. He knows the story. So if you're talking about weaponization, he was a beneficiary of weaponization. So maybe that's what I'm saying. You can't benefit from something is that you want to do wrong and benefit from your own wrong. No, it doesn't work that way. That's all.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let me go to my brother Akari Gray. Honorable Gray.
Starlo, thank you very much. You're laughing at you to say our writing or in charge of the tech. But anyway, that's a sad talk. But you put out 2 points. You put out the issue of the southeastern region. I want to handle that first before I come to the second point, because there are 2 issues. As a student of geography, we have cardinal points. If you put the southwest, then if we put the southeastern region, because you get north, south, and east. If you put the southeastern region together, now 2 cardinal points. Then we put the northwest together. If the argument by our friends out there, not only Serena Seaforce, Ellen came from Bombing County. Ellis Tano came from Bombing County. The vice president came from Lofa County, Joseph Burger Baden. That was a northwestern administration of the hierarchical structure of the government. That is a mute argument. These are people that are elected by the Liberian people. Buffer was elected. The president does not determine how we vote. Okay? Abache was elected. The president does not make that determination who makes him pro tem. The deputy speaker that came later on after Prince Mori, okay, Fonati Kofa was also elected. That is a mute argument. For me, I don't see it as an argument because you can't make that determination in the legislature. If the argument was in the executive, then it's another thing. But he made an argument on the basis of elected official who just fought it as a lawyer and who I could put him on the stand whether he doesn't respect the constitution of Liberia. When we elect people, he can determine how we distribute position in the legislature on regional basis. The only regional basis of distribution of authority in the legislature that the Committee on Ways, Means, and Finance. The Constitution says every county should have a representative on that committee. So his argument is flawed on the basis of geographic location. Southeastern region is a big area like the Northwest. The second point here is this. Sereno says something very important that is in time, because you wrote something very important on there, Stanton, and it is very important that we read it. He said, count number 1, he said our government didn't promote and protect those who stood in the vanguard of the struggle during the party's days in opposition. That is intact. Here's where the contradiction comes in. He comes to another point on count 8 that you just posted. He said, the government was rationalized, a sort of odd reasoning that is reminiscent of George Orwell Animal Farm so much that kids that were born into poverty were living like kings and queens. Sereno being on the stand as a lawyer, and I want to brought my gabo tonight. I want to him here. This is the gabo that I have to put him on the stand as a witness. Your argument is that people struggle with the institution. They were not incorporated into the system. According to him on count 1 that I just read. So those who stood up in the vanguard of the revolution, when men did not believe that George Orwell would become president as far as 2004, 2005, and we fought gallantly and brilliantly, we are the reactions. Because we believe that President Weah will have become president. Like the councilor said, Sereno joined us in the struggle later on. He went to court with us. So he became reactionized. That's why he benefited to the different portfolio in the administration of the Weah-led administration. So look, Weah made us, some of us, whether you like it or not. I was living in Rock Spring Valley. Mona Peno came from the pageantry war. She became a lawmaker. Thomas Fana came from the playing field. He became a lawmaker. Sir Joseph was running around in balance with area, and Lafayette Good knows what I'm talking about. We are made men. The Darius Delon in an interview that was sent to you admitted that we are made people, and those people are making people, and they are protecting and defending we are. I'm proud to be of me. We are sharing on the basis of gratitude. For Sereno to argue, reactions were not empowered. Just a minute, less than that. Just a minute.
No, we gotta go. You can't just use all the time and say just a minute. You gotta go.
Hold on. If Serenos argued that reactions were enjoying the system, and he comes back to say in count 1 that those who were in the vanguard of the struggle didn't benefit from the revolution itself, it's a contradiction. That's what I wanted Sereno here so we can put him on an oath and knock the gavel tonight and tell Sereno you are guilty. You are charged with perjury because you lie on the oath. Thank you very much.
Tell the board plan whether you're going to charge him with perjury. My issue is that people have been, and maybe Akara's good taking this to be a joke, or other reaction taking it to be a joke, man. I'm taking back that. Yeah. Oh boy. I mean, you want to moderate? You want to moderate? I'm only one moderator we will have on the show. That'll both play.
You being a moderator will get all up with the opportunity. Don't try.
Let me moderate. They do not have assistant moderator for the day. This is embarrassing. to hear the 12 years representative say he tried to be a reaction. I see the reason why. I see the reason why the people of the Australia rejected the man.
No problem.
Talk to me that a problem.
No problem.
My man, that crossfire. Talk to me that a problem.
I respect you. We're not here, but we're here.
Okay. We are sharing. Wow.
CEO, I'm glad that the former president made a lot of men, made a lot of people. I wish he had spent a little more time making himself into an effective leader that paid attention to the plight of the majority of the poor people. But here's what I'm going to say. The 11-point article from Senator Seaforth, our former Solicitor General. He go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a lot of things there. I don't want to talk about them. I want to talk about a few. The first one, Akarius spoke to it. The president, the pro temp, the deputy speaker, they're all elected people. So I didn't get the point there. They're not appointed people, they're elected. The people say, this is who we want, that's who we want. You get to the House and your colleagues say, or the Senate, the colleagues say, we want you to be our pro temp, then you will be the pro temp. The other thing is, you talk about dancing. I said that earlier, CEO. Okay, dancing and making music. When did Seaforth realize the president was dancing and making music? The president was doing that thing when he was president. The challenge I see with a lot of our friends who work for government is that they don't use the platform to speak truth to power. And when the other power, then they talk. If you're in the system contributing and you observe some things, when you speak to it, you challenge the system changes quicker. If you wait until you're out of the position and then you start talking all this stuff, credibility clouds people perception what you're saying, and then they won't listen to you. But the part that really got to me was, I don't want to criticize JMB because of so and so and so. What was supposed to make of that? Is that lowering the bar? Every Liberian, if they see something that's not working well in the government, should say something. If they got a constructive suggestion, should offer it. So you can't say, I don't want to criticize because what WIA did. WIA is the past president, and now our president is JMB. So if you see something, say something. But I think the totality, CEO, of his statement, to me, I was looking for the summary. So what is the point? I didn't get it. So for me, he could not have written. Okay, added nothing to the conversation of solutions.
Del Bobler, thank you. Mame, let's hear you. Go to Phoebe Herod after you. Mame?
Yeah, people will...
Mame, I'm sorry to interrupt you. The people are asking. A former representative. First of all, Mame, that reaction thing. Talk to me about someone agreed to be called reaction.
You have to worship. That is the highest level of worship to WIA. You have to accept it. You have to live with it for you to be in good books with him. If you just start to be a sedition, it's not sufficient. That's why Akara will say he's a WIA. If you just start to be a sedition, it's not sufficient to be in the good graces of WIA. You must be a WIA. That's why he himself coined the name. He said, we got sedition, we got WIA. So you have to migrate from sedition to WIA to be in the inner circle and in the good graces of WIA. You have to worship to that level, brother. It's not something to joke. Akara is not saying it here because he just want to talk. He wanted to get to WIA to know that I'm a WIA. I worship you. I adore you. That's why he did it. But let's go to the statement that we are came from the entertainment industry. He didn't have it. 2018, before 2018, 2019, we are already dropped TD solo. Before 2019, he already dropped 2, 3 music. Since he came out of the presidency, Why you not making music? Also, when the mayor president, I thought you can enjoy your entertainment. When the country responsibility on you, that time to make music, but you all of the presidency now, you free to make all your music, you're not making music. Just stop this thing. Look, we are sharing sedition. We are wants to be worshipped. He created his own name called We Are Shen. It is a greater level of worship to We Are than being a sedition. People take pride in calling themselves We Are Shen. It's up to them. They know why they're doing it. They know what benefit they get from calling themselves We Are Shen. But Cephas' argument, which I will meeting here, Dr. Brooklyn, the university you heard is part of a Methodist, I think the Methodist Church or whatever group is called. Which Episcopalian? Which group? Episcopalian. You're part of it. You hear for the president. That university has issues. The Episcopalian group have issues. As president of that university, you communicate your issue through the channel. You don't come on spoon and talk about it. You do internal criticism because you have a responsibility as president of the university to serve and deliver certain functions. You can't be complaining.
Okay, so information, Mommy, information now. So I'm not the president of Cardinal University. That's Dr. Romel Horton. I'm the vice president for the graduate school, the campus in Monrovia. That's the campus I lead. Dr. Horton is the president of the entire university.
Thank you for the information. It even makes it even better and easier for me. So right at Cottington there are issues. Everything is not rosy. Everything is not rosy from the president down. But when you identify those issues as president of the graduate school, you communicate them, you engage. When it reaches to the point where you can no longer stomach, then you step aside. But you cannot be there and be alarming all around like an advocate, like an activist. So when you're in government and you're working for government, you don't be shouting all around. When comrade ministry make problem, you call press conference, you talk. When different ministry get issue, you call press conference and talk. But you have a responsibility as Solicitor General to deliver. You don't do that. We should not encourage that. When it gets to the point where you're unsatisfied, you leave. But once you are there and you're providing your responsibility to deliver, let the public hold you on the basis of what you did in the job they asked you to do. Not to be criticizing everybody who need to come tomorrow and say, when I was in government, I was speaking out. They brought you there to deliver and not to be an advocate. We who are not in government can speak. When you there, do your job.
Thank you very much, Mame. That Fubi, just take it away, man. I'm disturbed hearing grown men are celebrating to be called reaction, a worshiper. I'm trying to define reaction here. It's worship. It's to be a worshiper, to worship one man by the name we are. Okay? And because of those reasons, people can lie. Serena Cephas is calculated. And now all of them beating on Serena Cephas, they're calling him Boyo. They're saying the worst about him. They are beating on him. But can't you imagine that we are talking more than something that is so deeply rooted in our society here? And people want to take it for joke. I'm proud to be called this. I'm proud to be called that. No, the militant mindset. But for me, let's hear you. Let's hear you, man.
Yeah. So a lot of things. I always say it's the same thing. Like similar points that Mame raised. When you're in government, I don't expect you, not even government, when you hold any strategic position, I expect you to be on the seat and be criticizing openly. You can do that in your management meeting, your cabinet meeting, or what have you. That 100% check. Also, when you serve the president, you serve at the will and pleasure of the president. So I don't expect the same way I don't expect anybody from the United Party to criticize Joseph Boga. At the same way, I don't expect anybody to have criticized George. We are serving him. And I expect all of them to also worship him at some point. So whatever the president says or do, they will have to bow down and say, yes, I will agree. Okay, even if you don't okay with it. That's why you saw Mela Tue and Magidden dancing on the podium. You see the same thing happening with him. Everywhere the president goes, everybody wants to show good face, even if they feel that it's not okay. That's the part of politics, and because you are working at the will and pleasure of the president, so there are certain things you might not like, but you have to flow with it. But when you leave the office, and to come back, want to criticize those same things that you were dancing with publicly, that one I would disagree. That's my only disagreement with CFOS. If you knew that all those things were done, you didn't like it, you should have resigned and let the government. But you stay there, you play, you dance along, you enjoy the gravy. U.S. sanction you. Now the tension on you. There are a lot of weight on him now for that sanction that's on him. And this government, as President Booker said, it will ask the U.S. government for support to go after those that are sanctioned. So at that rate, you need to politically, you need to align. And that kind of alignment, how do you do it? So I can't criticize Booker, but I can criticize we are. It's funny. So we just have to be about what he's saying is not lie. And seditions are definitely or reactions. Everything that we did at that time was good. The same way right now. With hardcore Palestinians, everything that JMB will do right now, everything will be good. Because that's the reality of serving. That's the power of the presidency. You have to bow down, because if you don't flow with the wave, that way and pleasure. They say go and speak again, or you can have your word. That way and pleasure. If I'm happy with you as president, you stay there. If I'm not happy with you, I dismiss you. I suspend you. And you can cry all you're gonna cry. I got that gavel. Only the presidency has that weight, that mandate to do it in the way and pleasure. So they can flow all they want to flow. But we owe it to Liberian people to do the right thing. But my point is, when you work with somebody, when you play along all through, coming up, they don't want to criticize. No, we all know that true. The reaction, and the telling you is proud reaction. A job we are made. A job we are not lifted. I can't go. I'm not going to be representative. A job we are not lifted. Muna are not going to be representative. So he made all of that. So they got to watch it. They owe their life. The Koji, the Magay.
CEO, can I have 30 seconds, please? Please.
Can we go to Darius real quick before you comment, Dr. Butler? Darius?
Sure.
Yeah. So Mame don't have to say he has been Bwakanized or Bwakasien, but it's clear that you will tell the Liberian people that in 1 year, 8 months, 18 months, the country has been rescued already. Which you want to say from your mother before Liberian believe it that you have been Bwakanized or you are Bwakasien. We are saying citizens. I told you that everybody knows that loyalty. The issue here is that I think Councillor C4 post is misguided and it is not well calculated. And Honorable Gray and Pabuple said it right. The Southeasterners he mentioned that all elected officials. But let's come to the rescue. President Bwaga have appointed social Lofians from one country. I think the Southeast are 5 countries. But the Lofians have taken over the entire government. Central Bank, Bwaga nephew. Finance Ministry, Bwaga nephew. Dalofa. Steve Zago that was there complaining. Immigration, he was there, Lofa. And I would name it on internal affairs, Lofa. Just one country are taking over the whole government. Then Serena Sifa say you got nothing to criticize. That is a hypocrisy. That is a deception. You talk about 5 countries, you name me Abachi this day, and just one country, over 20 to 25 government officials, top positions are Lofians. And you say you got nothing to criticize. So I think Serena Sifa is hiding behind the Liberia traffic management thing. And he is coming on and he wants to buy sympathy from the rescue people. Or perhaps he got intelligent that the US is going after the sanction allegation, and so he's trying to cover up.
Okay, thank you very much, Darius. Dr. Butler?
Yeah, so Mama said something. He said if you're in the organization and things are not going right, you don't go all over the place and talk. You're right. If something's not right as cutting down, I'm not going to socialize it across Monrovia. But if I feel it's wrong, I will speak to it. I will speak to it. I will go to my boss. We'll have conversation, and I will share what I think is wrong, what should be right. If you notice in what Councillor Cephas wrote, he didn't say, "Oh, I challenged it. I spoke to that. I did this." He didn't say that. And, you know, and Fubi says, you know, if you can't speak on it when you're in it, maybe if that's the majority of culture, then it explains why government is so marginal in the performance. Because if you see something wrong, but I dare not, so I serve at the will and pleasure of the president, I can't say nothing. I'm sorry. That's minimum integrity. If it's something that needs to be corrected, say it. No, you got to go to the media, have press conference. But in the internal structures, challenge the system for change. One of the things I learned in leadership is that wisdom is never monopolized. It's distributed in the minds of many. So I never come into the room thinking I know everything. I want to hear from people. And sometimes people will say things that you may not like or that doesn't go with what you're suggesting. But when you receive it and you manage it, you find that it can make you better. So I totally disagree with that. We're in a government now, we can talk. You're in a government talk. Challenge it if it's wrong. Compliment it if it's right. And then history will judge you well. When you leave government, you can say, I spoke to it. You don't have to go to Spoon every time, go to Front Page Africa, but speak to it and challenge the wrong in the system. And that's not what we heard from here. And I think we don't get that from many government officials because you want the job. Then if that's the case, then you left your integrity at the door. And we don't need you to do that because we want your skills, your gift, your exposure, and your integrity to follow you in the office.
Thank you very much. You see, this is what we do here on Spoon. I want to appreciate every one of you. Listen, Sedition came together, Mame, Paul Kennedy, and the rest of the guys. The bag Sifa and say, please don't show up on Spoon. It's true. And Sifa having a very difficult time whether he will come up tonight. I'm still back and forth texting him. And this is crazy. If they knew that they had a message or they're going to debunk Cephas, why did they beg him? Why? They tell him, no, do not come. But how long can John stay in the army? How long can Cephas be quiet for? We know Cephas. I mean, we know Cephas. Cephas will come out. You know, we can laugh right now, but something Cephas is saying and what he said today is powerful. The CDC are having some serious problem. Serious issues happening in CDC. Not that Unity Party don't have their own problem, but today that CDC day. If the former SG, a good friend, best friend to Nathaniel Fallow McGill, can go against the party and directly accuse. Can we talk about Sir Joseph? What's happening today with Sir Joseph? Do you know? But Mame, you know, we know. Sir Joseph has taken a complete oath not to support CDC. Can we talk about that? Can we actually see why we Sir Joseph? Because Akaris could make mention of Sir Joseph, that he was hanging out a poor boy in Balanceville. This is Senator Sir Joseph today, running an institution over $5 million, receiving gifts, receiving charity donation here in America, from Seattle to Washington, Washington, Minnesota, Minnesota to Rhode Island, Rhode Island to Delaware, Delaware to DC, DC to New Jersey. Right now he's back in Minnesota, bringing folks together to say we cannot see our George Miller, we are coming back. The in-house fighting. That's Sir Joseph have taken a position. He was in Rhode Island. He said it openly and said he cannot see a job matter we are coming back. So guess what happened? Sir Joseph and forming their own political party.
But man, that discussion
This is serious. This is
yeah.
Point. Don't stick on the subject.
Yeah, bring the other point back. What was our discussion?
You know,
discussion.
Bring the point.
The man is trying to distinguish.
That's a problem.
I'm 9 counts. Let's go to count 2
That story. Lead that story. That's part of story.
The man is trying to distinguish. The man is
trying
to distinguish.
Nobody that way rely yourself. You answer for him coming.
That's a problem. I will say this to you and say it to all. The guys have got Joe. They have got Joe Cephas not to come. They are texting each other. Councillor Gu, Akaros, the texting Paul Kennedy, they are cajoling and saying that we will go one word. They say Cephas should come.
But you don't right?
They have got Joe Cephas.
The man down.
If I try to connect the Sir Joseph issue, there's no Sir Joseph up. They said up with Sir Joseph up.
When Siva then were eating their money, they gave me some. I will be texting Siva to tell you what.
I'm saying they have got Josephus not to come. Okay? My thing is that, my man, let's go back to the book. The reason why I called him Sir Joseph, he didn't hold back. He was in Raw Island in a restaurant. People sitting down there. Sir Joseph spoke.
But he's not a reaction. Yeah, he's a sedition, but not a reaction.
Sir Joseph is not a sedition.
My man, that's not told you are just reaction. You voted for where you are supporting. You say why you gave to Winston Tubman, you say why John we are giving to Winston Tubman, you will not vote for him because you are reaction in 2011.
The ideological position.
You cry, you say why we are giving to Winston Tubman. Forget about that. You get standing to argue. Now go ahead. Come back, gentlemen. Come back. Man, we not team man picking. Hold on. Okay, you break a knife.
But Mame, Stanton. The whole thing about Shen is about those who are not in the party but support the candidate. I think I understand it. So the same way,
I carry the party and saying we are sharing. What kind of description you want to get so? I'm talking about the
general. I'm talking about the general understanding. I'm talking about the general understanding of tying yourself to
those who are not citizens but believing we are called we are.
Yeah, so I think that's how it is. So maybe that's how I understand it. Like Stanton always say that he's not believing Bota.
My man, you are alienate.
Yeah, so that's how it was. Again.
Why in cancel your definition, your description of the word?
In fact, he was 7 years. He was 7 years.
The description of the word is not a
stand on calling. No one was stand on tonight. I'm a father.
Mama has been Bwaganas. He's a Bwakians. He was once upon a time.
I see a lot of contradictions.
I said ever since.
And that's why I say political tabula rasa and Buganians.
It's printed in the magazine. It's printed in the magazine.
Mohammed was just Ellen recently. He said, I believe in Ellen. Now you let the party.
That the government.
2017, we say you vote for Joseph because I believe in Boga and King to see to vote for we and became reaction at that point in time. You forget about that thing. That go ahead. Put the points, stand up, put the points. 11 counts.
So point number 7, which is a big contradiction to the main point. Point number 7. Read that point.
That put it together with starting already. Yeah.
Labrador foreign policy was on sale and could only go to the higher bidder, even at the peril of national development. Take, for instance, the 2 separate votes against China. So, foreign policy to the highest bidder.
Go ahead, Mame. Go ahead. You sorry. Go ahead.
Let it go ahead from up, Paul.
Paul Kennedy, go ahead. Mame, you doing this now, Mame.
Oh, Mame, demote me.
Yeah, I mean, you wasting my time. I didn't tell you. Yeah, man.
But
I didn't tell you. You wasting my time. Yeah. You guys, listen. We're charged with racketeering. You guys are conspiring. Right, seriously. You wasting my time. Mommy, let go ahead.
What's Sifa? I don't have to.
No problem. Mommy, help me.
I don't have to wait for CFOS to say the foreign policy agenda will commercialize. I don't have to wait for him. Because it's not only the foreign policy that were out for sale. Our diplomatic passports were out for sale. It was not just foreign policy. Our diplomatic passports were out for sale. People were selling it and making money out of it. They were arresting people with our diplomatic passport, criminals, drug lords. They informed the government. The president announced committee to investigate. He failed all the years he was in power to identify who were the architects behind the sale of the diplomatic passport. So it's not just foreign policy that was on sale, and I don't have to wait for C4 to tell me. The diplomatic passports were on sale. We know that. We saw what happened with recognition of Kosovo. Money that changed hands. In one day, they recognized Kosovo. Another day, they didn't recognize Kosovo. We saw what happened. So we don't have to wait for CFOS. That was part of our disappointment with President Bouakai when those who were in the middle of the sale of the diplomatic passport, he did not take action to penalize them. And that's the burden he carries today. And that's why we keep saying, if Bouakai doesn't do better, if he doesn't recover the country at the pace we want it to be, it doesn't make sure we are better. It only means Bouakai and we have failed to recover the country. Therefore, we must find another leader to take us forward. So I'm not waiting for Sifa to tell me foreign policy was on sale. Even diplomatic passport was on sale. Thank you, Stanton.
No, thank you. I want to say on this note, let me run. I got to get ready for the trip. I wish you guys well. Mame, take over the show. You'll continue with the rest of the con. It's been a beautiful show from my end again. We'll see you guys by God's grace. I will run from here. Mame, please. Akara's great. Councilor Gould. Dr. Boplat. Dr. Fubi Harris.
23 more minutes rest, Stanton.
Yeah, 7 o'clock we are here. Yeah, thank you very much, guys. Y'all have a good one. See you guys later.
Go ahead, Council. Go ahead, Council. Go ahead, Council.
Thank you. So I listen to Mame. You know, I like the way my brother can. Mame is my man. But you know, sure. Yeah. The thing is, when Akara's Gray and other people try to criticize this current government, Mame and others will say they don't have the moral rectitude to do it.
I've never said so.
Moral rectitude. Wait, hey, my man, I don't come. We'll go bring cut it. Eh? You don't have the moral rectitude to do it. But when some of the same people try to criticize the same thing they supported in the past government, then they have the morals. No, you can't have your cake and eat it, my friend. You don't have moral to criticize now. You don't have moral to criticize yesterday when you did not criticize. You talk about me when I say, oh yeah, I criticize. Hey, I was a civil servant. I stay with me a civil servant. I'm not an agent to the president. I don't serve at the will and pleasure of the president. I'm a civil servant. I'm a prosecutor. My duty is when you tell me, when you ask me a question, what the law is, my duty to say the law is this. Not the Attorney General say the law is this or not. My opinion is different. That's why in law, there's no bossman. In law. In administration, there's bossman. In law, there's no bossman. My bossman has an opinion on the law. I have my opinion on the law. That's clear. That's why you have people can give dissenting opinion. So I would not expect that Councilor CFOS will be on Facebook or in the radio station. No. But I'm saying from where I was sitting, I didn't see him do those things. Because he was doing it, I would drop the communication. You understand me? I was the SA, I would drop those communications, I would see. So that is my point. My point is, when people serve in government at that level, they had the opportunity to present whatever advice, and they fail. They should not come now to gain favor from people at the expense of the very people that they work for. That is my point. I'm not saying that he's a Liberian, he's a Liberian, but what he served, he had all the opportunity, and I didn't see him do it. So to come now, if the people who are criticizing the government today have no morals to criticize the government today because they were in the past government, then those people who also were in the past government who didn't take any action to make some changes cannot criticize that government too because they have no morals. That is my point. And we have to set the record straight as we move forward because we are discussing government. We're not discussing individual. It's about government, the Liberian government. Whether it's Ellen, whether it's Joshua, whether it's Omen Boka, it is the government. The integrity of the government will always be protected and respected at all times, whether you're in or out.
Thank you. General Gray, the second topic was foreign policy on sale.
Yeah, Mami.
Where are you on that?
The second topic had to do with the foreign policy on sale. He said the foreign policy on sale and could go to the highest bidder even at the peril of national development. Take, for instance, the two separate votes against China. He spoke specifically. That means that nation dealing with nation, when it comes to foreign policy, the way you deal, the strategy with other countries, international organizations, and other international actors. That's what comes into your current foreign policy. And your domestic policy determines your foreign policy. A country who doesn't derive the domestic policy from the foreign policy, they are doomed. Having said that, Serena was throwing a jab at the United States government because he's sanctioned. You got to look at the bigger picture. Serena is talking about voting against China. Serena, I always had this indifferent with the United States government since it was sanctioned. So when Serena brings the issue of voting against China twice, which Louis Brown, I guess, was there by then because we inherited Louis Brown and did a vote by then against China. And then in our government, there was another vote against China. Okay, when we appointed a foreign minister, so that two separate votes. Okay, the argument here by Serena Seaforth, who should be the witness on the stand today, is that he threw no jabs at the United States government because he's been sanctioned if he's right. He thinks that Liberia should break relationship with a traditional partner of the United States of America. That's what he thinks. No president, let me repeat, of the Republic of Liberia would dare do that. Whether this government or whether past administration, no president would dare do that. America remains our traditional partner. For a man who can differ with the president's opinion on the legal issue, like the Minister of Justice, which is good that Councillor Guye today, he can differ. Serving in the position as Solicitor General or the Minister of Justice, you can differ with the president's opinion on certain legal issues. Okay, so Serena had rights to differ on some issues. He didn't speak about that. He didn't say anything. The argument that I want to go back about Ellenists, about people who supported Ellen, they say, yeah, whether Unity Party are in Unity Party or not, or also Unity, I believe in Ellen. So they call themselves Ellenists. Okay? There were other people, when President Weah came to power, they call themselves Weahsians. There are other people who have been boycottized, like Darrell said. They believe in boycott. They didn't vote because of Unity Party, but they voted for President boycott. They have been boycottized. These are all political jargons, interspersed political, interchangeable political jargons across the place. So, mommy, the reality is this. For Serena to begin to how do I call it? To disagree with himself, to contradict himself. On some of these points, I will go through the points. Let's go through the points you will see. So, for Serena to argue about the counter foreign policy, being fraudulent against the United States, the great United States of America. That's why last night when I listened to the show today, and when Raymond Gray said the issue, the issue of somebody being bitterly angry When you talk about Steve Zago, I was laughing. Okay? Because he had the opportunity. Serena was very close to Nathaniel McGill, who was the Minister of State. Serena, who got, like he said, Serena would wake up McGill in the morning. He would sleep to McGill house. Serena was the head of access required. Serena was prosecuting Alexander Cummings. Yes, Serena had other corruption cases to fight. Mommy, you came on the show, you talk about what access recovery team. About Serena Sifas. My argument is not that Serena does not have the right. He has the right to speak up. Who will defend his right to intellectual death to disagree with the citizen or any government. But it would be chaotic to see something wrong in succeeding administration. He said, I feel shame. We don't want to go into the personal life of Serena when he broke away from the CDC and went to ALP in 2016, and after one election, he came back. We don't want to say that. We don't want to say how Serena was loyal for Ellen Johnson Sirleaf after castigating her for his newspaper, the Plain Truth, and then he became Ellen lawyer at the end of the day. We don't want to say how Serena believed that he could be prosecuted now for agricultural ministry because there's an investigation ongoing. Your assets recovery that he formed part of, don't tell Serena that the asset recovery team looking for him. Okay, these are the things I'm trying to backtrack on. So I don't disagree with Serena. Let Serena criticize. Then you say what you want to say.
Thank you, Akaros. Thank you, Akaros. Good point, strong argument. Good point, strong argument. Going back in Serena's history about contradictions and the contradiction in his criticism of CDC. It's over to you, Dr. Brooklyn. The foreign policy was on sale. The foreign policy was on sale, even at the peril of the country. He gave example with China, vote against 2 times. I gave example of the seal of diplomatic passport. And say not only the foreign policy were on sale, but even the passports were on sale. What do you say?
Thank you, Mommy. So again, the totality of Councilor Cephas's presentation. Again, I was looking for the summation from the councilor. The big idea, I didn't get it, but let me speak to that one that he lifted up. So, to a degree, we have to look at our foreign policy. Good foreign policy is anchored in sound domestic policy, where you put the interests of countries first, and at the front of that is the people. So when people say, foreign policy was on sale, what it says to me is that they're saying you just go for the dollar share because you don't want to offend your other partners. Look at what's happening now in our country. So our economy, I could dare to say, is dominated by non-Liberians, but there is no policy of reciprocity. In other words, Chinese are all over the economy here. Okay, fine, but go to China and see if Liberians have the opportunity to do business there. We go and buy there. But what else can we do? Can we own anything? Look at Lebanon. Lebanese have been here and have always been here for the longest time. Go to Lebanon. Not only do they exclude you, they discriminate even against half Lebanese. Those who parents are father Lebanese and mother Liberian, they'll tell you. They go there, they treat you like you're a second class. So until we strengthen our domestic policy that put Liberians first, and Liberian interests first, and Liberian engagement in their own economic control of their own economy first, then yes, it will look that way. Like your foreign policy will be weak because it will just be pretty much based on dollars gotten from certain places. But the totality of the thing is the man didn't summarize what the main idea trying to say. It's like just stabbing here and there. So for me, it didn't say much.
Thank you, Councillor, and thank you, Dr. Brooklyn. You still trying to find what the big idea is. For me, I saw the big idea in what he said. You can criticize it, and I too can criticize it. He said the big idea is you can criticize Bwaka because of what you're doing. That is his position, right? And everything he was saying, I was just supporting that main idea. You can criticize Bwaka. I disagree with that, but I think that's the big idea from what he said. Phoebe, is over to you.
Say Dr. Fubi too. It's one just say Fubi.
Yeah. I'd rather call you doctor, my man. We're all year hustling together. I just see you doctor in the morning.
I think was
man, you see my doctor tattoo calling.
No,
Martin calling Koro here.
No, we gotta be clear. We gotta be clear.
So I say you come and doctor tattoo.
But Mama, you know what that doctor that before the man need the academic doctor or the man new need, you know?
That's why I need to clarify.
It was compared only on the very platform by Councilor Gu. I made a very good point and he confirmed my direct degree tattoo. And I accepted it. So please, come and tattoo.
Okay.
That's good, doctor.
Okay, doctor. Okay, doctor.
No, we don't want Facebook to ban. We don't want Facebook to ban us calling the man doctor. Let him take the doctor name.
You forget your own nephew. You gotta take down.
Go ahead, Dada Fubi. Go ahead.
So look, like I said earlier, look, all the points that CFOS making or made, those are all things that we have said several times. So we're not disputing CFOS statement that he made. My own point is it shouldn't be coming from him because he had all the energy. He bathed and danced and ate and dined and wine with President Weah all through. Even after he was sanctioned, when they relieved him of the post, they asked him to resign. And then Weah didn't even fire them. He asked them to resign. So that should tell you they still enjoy the confidence of Weah all through, even after sanction. And Weah didn't go after them. Because any serious government, and we have taken some serious stand, call the Americans and say, look, give me some of those dossiers that you have on these guys, and let's take some actions. But Weah didn't do that because he's considered all of them a woman. But because of the pressure from the states, so he had to ask them to resign to at least to save the image of the government to an extent. So CFOS should not be making that comment. You have your best friend, you and your best friend, you talk certain things. Then as soon something pop or you the 5% on the street, you talk all the things you talk. That for me, that's the point I'm speaking from. We're not saying he's lying. We're not saying that the government didn't do all those stuff. We're not saying that the government didn't mess up. We know that the government messed up. But CFOS is not the one that should be talking that. Because he was one of the proud beneficiaries of the whole stuff. He enjoyed it. He didn't talk. He was moving with the senior bodyguard. When people get down, you see policemen escorting him left and right. So and he talking about people that were very poor and even became millionaires. It's sad. Those guys struggle. Those guys were in the mall. When people never believe in Weah, they believe in Weah. So you expect that Weah to say that don't try to pay the mansion when I go to the mansion? No. I think Weah was fair. You are fair and honest with that. Because those are people that struggle with him. Those are people that he knew. Those are people that were always around and say, look, you can make it. And they drove him. The same way today, you see a lot of the guys with the party government. Those are guys that say, Wabe, you can make it. Wabe, break out for the CPP, we can carry you. And they start to push him. Today, they're benefiting. We see people talking about, they make generator making more and say, hey, I bet you can talk all you want to talk. But they don't want to enjoy life. More Ali will enjoy stuff. All we ask them is to ensure that the government to live up to the expectation of the people. That's the only point to be pushing. So at this stage, to be holding the government accountable, say, look, JMB, JKK, all that you want to do right now, drive the economy, improve the private sector, so that Liberians will not have to rely on government before they eat. Everybody will not be looking up to government before they can have good life. That's the energy we should be driving right now. But CFOS does not have what it takes to talk.
Thank you, Fubi.
CFOS does not have CFOS to just shut up.
Thank you, Fubi. We're trying to close at 7 o'clock. It'll be a little bit difficult because we want to do one round of final closing after the conference. So please be brief. Paul, Darius, and Conan Gradient will just do one round of closing so that we stick to the 7 o'clock time. It's over to you, Paul.
Thank you. The foreign policy was at stake, or on sale, even at the power of the country. And those words came from Serena CFOS, who sat on the table with Nathaniel Magee,
who made most of the appointment in CDC government. So what they did is they appointed a lot of incompetent people to go on foreign mission. To go on a foreign mission, at most time, you must go through the Foreign Service Institute. But there were people who were appointed to go to serve foreign missions under the CDC government who had no understanding of foreign policy. And then you come back here to talk about the foreign policy was on sale. If people don't know what to do, they're going to sell stuff. They don't know the value of it, so they're going to sell it. Nathaniel McGill made a lot of the appointment in government, in CDC government. And I went to Nathaniel McGill's house twice in the 6th year he was Minister of State. Every time I went there, Serena Sipa was in a living room. You talk, when McGill say yes, Serena say no, that no. But then he comes back here to tell me, I'm not talking about everybody, but to tell me, Paul Kennedy, that it was an error or the foreign service was on sale. He sold it. It was a part of the sale. So I'm not going to, everybody's allowed to speak, and you don't get me wrong.
So Paul, you mean Serena one of the SEAL agents?
You say your own, let me say my own. He was either an aider and a bearer of the SEALs. Because if you appoint people who go and sell, at the end of the day, it comes back to you. Right? That's the logic I'm trying to make here. He's not innocent of what happened in government. Besides being a solicitor general who could at any time disagree with government, in fact, those people at the Justice Ministry in that position have the legal rights to tell Mr. President, the appointment you made will not satisfy with it. He sat there and said nothing. No, everybody has the right to speak. But when you have the authority to change things and you fail to do it, then you've attributed to the wrongdoing. So he should not be the one. They say the world will not be destroyed by evildoers, according to Albert Einstein. But those who will sit and see them destroy and say nothing, you are the mean destroyer. So the gentleman argument, he has the right to do it. I'm just not going to buy it from him. Thank you.
Thank you. Darius.
Yeah, so I'm a team, my word. Consider C4 has no moral standing to criticize CDC today. And every one of us have said that. Nothing, he has no ground. Until the US sanction, Consider C4 was one of those passing around Liberia. Oh, Liberia, America is a traditional ally of Liberia. Oh, because the US sanctioned you for corruption and other bad practices, bad governance. Today you come say Liberia should have voted for China against our ally America. Are you making any sense? Who wrote that thing for the chancellor? Why is he depending on? He didn't expect that you're going to receive this kind of a backlash. How will Liberia vote against America? How would that happen? Oh, if that were going to happen, you know what we're going to consider civil today? We're going to say, imagine Liberia, we have voted against our ally. He was going to say that. He's capable of saying that. So I don't think I would take that seriously as well. I just think Councillor Seaforth is trying to buy sentiments from Unity Party people. Perhaps I will maintain again over this alarming Liberia traffic management contract. He's deeply involved to some extent, I want to believe. So he's trying now to come out, and then make you people run around with his post. But that entire thing he wrote is a contradiction, and he does not have the moral standing to criticize CDC because he milked the system, he done with the system, he was sanctioned in the system because of his action and behavior.
Darius, I want to ask you a brief question. Councillor Sifa was with CDC 6 years. He saw all the things he did not criticize. Therefore, today he has no moral to criticize. You were with CDC 6 years. You saw all the bad things you didn't criticize. Do you have moral today to criticize UP for the same bad things?
I did not milk in the system. I did not
So
participate in the system. I was not at
you
the
saw all
table.
the bad things. You didn't criticize CDC. Why 6 years? Today.
No, when it was bad, we spoke against it.
Oh, okay.
When it was bad, we spoke against it. Unlike you.
Councillor Conor Gray, sorry you just joining, but we can take your comments on the seal of the foreign policy, and I added the seal of the passport. You can chip in on the issue about moral. People say C4 doesn't have moral to criticize CDC because he was there 6 years, he saw all the things he didn't talk. But those same people were there 6 years, they saw things they didn't speak, but we didn't speaking. C4 doesn't have moral, but they got moral.
Well, good day, everyone. Mami, I'm a student of reasoning. I like to speak with analogies. There's a weight that comes to being a disciple of Christ, and one putting up the argument whether the disciples were Christian or follower of Christ. You can distinguish. If someone is just a follower, they don't have to be a disciple. It goes to say Cephas, it's not today Cephas has been venting out his frustration. He was truly frustrated with the system. I think him and the Minister of Justice never got along. Matter of fact, this was not something, he minced his word over. Matter of fact, he took a case regarding the snatching of a diamond from Buffalo County, from a poor guy by this government via the Minister of Justice. So he had his own disenchantment. What is happening to the CDC now is not based on moral. I don't know whose moral values we're trying to measure Cephas's situation with. Maybe the moral value to say it's okay to be in government and speak out. That guy was a key guy. I mean, even Janet lost his job because of Cephas. A lot of people. So he worked on behalf of the administration fully well. But he's the best voice to tell us what was happening in there. A guy tells me, this makes no sense to me. And then, am I going to argue with that guy? That's him. He says nothing makes sense to him. This is nonsense, for instance. How am I going to argue with such a person? That's his mind, that's his brain is using to measure, to judge something. And he say, it makes no sense to me. Naturally, I would say, I agree. If it doesn't make sense to you, I can't argue against that. But Cephas, in his own contrite mind, feels that there were certain things that he needed to point out. And that time, was it safe enough? We saw people, even people from the audit commission, people from here, people from there who spoke against the regime, they lost their lives. Was he okay then? Is he okay now? Now is the right time to speak. But Cephas himself knew that he was sidelined. Maybe he's paying for what he should have spoken against, but he didn't do it. But now is the right time. Now, whose morals should he be waiting on to speak out when they stay alive? You want him to die before he speak exactly what he observed as a gentleman with proximity to the administration that is no longer in power? Cephas's words are credible, in my opinion. Look, what is happening now to the CDC is what happened to all other political parties when they're ready to crumble. They first go against the king, strip him naked, and then start putting things outside. It's a bad day for the CDC. They're watching the party being dismantled by people who were ideologue in there helping to fleece the regime to go forward. Now is the time to pay the price. Cephas is credible, in my opinion. I want more people like him to speak up. Maybe next will be Magé, because Fala is gone. The other guy you guys spoke about, the senator for Montserrat, Sir Joseph, they're going gradually. The party is crumbling. Good day in our politics.
Thank you, Remy. So we'll just use the time to do our closing. We'll start with Councillor Good. I beg you, you can probably just do it briefly so that we can end up on time. You muted, Councillor.
Well, yeah, sir. Once you say after 1 o'clock, myself. So thank you, Mohammed. Thank you for taking up the time to preside, to moderate, I would say. Thanks to all of my colleagues for being on the show tonight. We waited for Councillor Sifos to appear to ask him some of the hard hard questions, but I don't know why he disappeared. Whatever the case is, government, when you serve government, you have to be, even when you leave, especially when you serve, all to the point where you probably had to be made to resign, or you probably had to be dismissed. It's difficult for you to come to be talking plenty around the place. We must protect our institution. We can criticize, we can say whatever we want to say, but there are ways that we do it. I would think that even if you are a presidential appointee, there are things that you put on record. You want to give advice, you write it, you put it on record. You will not talk, or your opinion, the pen power, you have it. There are so many things that we did that we advise on. We put it, even a text message, WhatsApp text message, you put it inside. Let it be there tomorrow for you to show that when you're speaking, people will say, oh yeah, they will believe what you say. That's all my point. So I wish all of you well. And most of the things that Councillor Sifos is saying, well, some of them are true. Others will need to be investigated. But the government is in place now. If they were selling passport, the government has the responsibility now to stop it. If people sold passports, sold foreign policy, the government has the responsibility to go after those people and prosecute them. If people are weashing, this government now should not bring about Bokashen as well, or what they call it, the Boka Laze. Let him take away from that, because I think if you go further to what Sifos also said on OKFM, he also cautioned the current government of some of the things that they should not do. So I wish everybody well, and tomorrow we hope we have a good show. So Remy Gray, I know he said people were speaking and they killed it. For me, I don't know who spoke against the CDC government and they were murdered. I don't know, because if that the case, maybe by this time I won't be alive. So I think sometimes some of the information we give out to the public, we have to scan it and be careful, because we can't just cast expression that does not have any.
Council, say your own. Let me say mine. Don't
judge me. But you're not just no, you're not just here. This show is not say your own.
Let me say mine.
This show is not say your own show.
No, don't tell me how the show goes.
Yeah,
Remy,
this show is not say your own show. You say your own anything. You get
let me say my own. I will say it again.
Yeah, you say your own.
I mean, this show is respected.
It's okay.
This show is respected when you speak. And your time will come. Remy, your time will come.
It's okay.
You can live already. Then you won't disturb people.
It's okay. It's okay.
Let's go to our it has credibility. No, let me close. This show has credibility. When you speak here, you speak with facts, because people follow. That's all I'm saying.
Don't just not factual.
He said, "Oh, to your own, I told my own." And I told your own show here.
Council.
All the commission were not murdered. That's like against government.
They're not done it.
When you put out a report that speaks against government, you are
coming to you. Will be additional time to address that issue.
All right, brother.
No, we're not speaking against government. We just speak.
You can come back some words against CDC letter.
Because Remy Gray, man, they're not learning what discussion having yet. People on yet.
But Council, why are you so cross with me? What's going on?
No, today you know you might be brother.
Just say your own.
You know you might be brother, but you never just decided to question you that all.
Just say your own. I will not accept your advice. I won't accept your advice.
And mute Elkona Remy. Akara, please go ahead. You protected.
Darius Dedon was one of the most critical voices in threatening to stone the vehicle of the president of the Republic of Liberia. Nobody killing or running out of the country. Yaga Korba was extremely vocal. Went on the extreme. Nobody killed him. The Unity Party folks, Henry Costa, the rest of the people, nobody killed them. That argument of people killing people because they spoke against the government, maybe it's coming from Pluto. Last night, my big brother described Steve Zago as an angry loser last night for criticizing the Unity Party-led administration and questioning his integrity. Remy is on public record last night, calling him an angry loser. Let me use it as Zago. But today, because CFOS is criticizing the CDC, so you believe he has credibility, the level of hypocrisy in the country is mammoth, especially among our people who claim to be the most educated. Sereno in Count 7 and 10 contradicted himself. He said something very important in Count 7 and 10. He said in 7, the president value recycle politicians in the government more than those he called friends who were determined to serve his government. More than those the president called friends. He didn't respect his friends, but the recycle politician did it when he was giving job to. In Count 7. Then he come to Count 10, the same Sereno. He said only personal friends of the president were favored for lucrative jobs. He said the president in favor of the friends that recycle politicians, but you come back against the same president that only the friends then that are giving lucrative job. That contain contradiction. These are the discussion we're holding. He said something very important. He said our government placed itself under the illusion of looking for experts. He said CDC was looking for experts and was comfortable in giving contracts, placing the likes of the current Minister of Justice on committees and boards at the expense of its own partisans. You're listening, gentlemen. So all the criticism Mame and Unity Party criticize all that we're not bringing other people in government. Sereno say you're lie. Sereno, he said that. He said, we undertook a lot of good projects, but little results. Take example, the population census. Sereno, who criticizing the CDC, he says CDC did a lot of good projects. He gave example of the population census. So in telling Unity Party, you're lie, that CDC they didn't do project, didn't do nothing, even contradicting Remy, who defending him saying get it right. I said on the show, let me repeat, and I want to be on record, that CFOS has the right, I've said it from the onset of this show, to speak up. I would never ever be in the business of muffling the right of people to express their views. It's not what I stand for in my life. What I'm saying today is that for people to insinuate, we should discourage. I'm one of those who have publicly discouraged people after you enjoy the spoils of an administration. Then you come out to criticize that very administration. Even you come from Unity Party, you begin to criticize them after enjoying the spoils. I don't defend it. I'm on public record for that. These are some of the things where people jump from political parties to political parties, from one entity to another entity. Unity Party was not in power. Almost 30% minimum of the lawmakers who run Unity Party to get the king to CDC. CDC was not in power in 2006, between 2006 and 2011. Almost 30% of lawmakers run CDC ticket and other people ran to Unity Party up to 2011. We should stop. We should begin the process of discouraging people who will flip-flop after enjoying. Why shouldn't I call myself reaction? Look at Clinton, Bill Clinton. Have you read about the Clintonists in the Democratic Party? Up to now, because of the belief of Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton to read from the talk in the Democratic Party, they still call them, Google it and research it. It exists. Have you read about the Obama Democrats?
They still believe in Obama. So there is nothing strange about using these political jargons. There were people calling themselves alienists in Liberia. Do we have the moral standing to condemn Americans who call themselves Clintonists in the Democratic Party up to today's date? If you Google it, you will see it. Obama Democrats? Do we criticize them? Or because people call themselves Weashin? Or because people call themselves Boycashins? Or because people call themselves alienists? That's the belief. I don't think we should criticize them for that. But again, could that Stanton ran away? Because we had a discussion today. This topic is the diversionary tactics against the failure by President Boyka Fast and Prayer Day today, where shops and stores were open in other countries and around the area. Stanton didn't want us to discuss that. That's why he ran away. The real discussion today should have been the essence of the Fast and Prayer Day, because there's the center stage of the discussion. But he ran away from it. He and Mami plotted that thing.
Thank you,
So
Akara.
they started out on the show. They went discuss. No, I got let them tell us something. I'm begging
No,
for
Akara, you've
completed. You know I will not disrespect you, but the minute it my tongue about the toilet, give me 30 seconds.
Who minute?
Okay, please.
Okay, 30 seconds. Because the reason why I'm pushing you, Darius called me, he said his electricity going off, he want to conclude before he goes so he can go. So
okay, I beg you, Darius, electricity will not go off. I understand your stand-on strategy. So the strategy today about my man stand-on.
Okay, Darius, after Akaros, I will go to that problem.
Hey, wait now, my man. You interrupting me.
No, I will go to that problem. Conclude, Akara.
President Boyka declared an illegal fast and prayer day. He even duplicated fast and prayer day. Shops were open. People disagreed. The church was very empty. He went to a circular area down there today to ERWA or Joe. We are there to stand there, passing there when you have 50% standing around. These are the things that happen today. But because they wanted to change the narrative, they grabbed the main thing. But you saw the lady who was saying that Boyka is deceitful and evil. I said Stanton, but he could not play it. The lady saying Boyka, she voted for Boyka, that Boyka needs Sia. One rabble, Sia Rabos. She was very clear. That's the right of people to vent on their disagreement. Whether we're president, former president, we are, whether we're Joseph Boyka, who is the fundamental rights. But look, we will stand up for the CDC. We're not shy away. Whether you like it or not, this party is going into a competitive two-party state. You like it, you go anywhere, that's the fight. So what Remy saying, I know what kind of party in. That new party in, that party is a dead entity, is doing increase and death of failure. CDC will come out to power 2029. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Gray. We'll go to Dara Brople. And I'm coming to you, Dara, because you colluded with Gray to say our intentionally fighting. Say I was fighting for you. Say I was fighting for you. You say I was honor money, Gray. Let's go to Dara Brople.
I beg you, good now. I got to talk shit.
Dara Brople, I beg you.
Nothing wrong with the man. Nothing wrong with the man, correct? The man, all right.
The man was begging me on the line. Say, I beg you. So I want to help me now. Then he turn right against me. Dara Brople, let's go. When you current boy, you go.
I just thank you, Mame. I just want to say in closing that public service is a sacred trust. It's a high calling. Those who get the privilege to serve well. If you see things that's working, commendable, say it. If you see things that are wrong, not working, critique it, challenge the system, and try to change it. But please don't be a sycophant and don't say that because I was in there, I couldn't say anything, so now outside I will say something. That doesn't help. It's kind of belittled, which means missed opportunities to correct things. As we move forward, I hope more people will have the spine to be able to stand up to bad systems, bad practices, and say this is wrong while you're there, and try to be an agent for change. Otherwise, you have failed the people. So we look forward to more integrity, Mame, at least I do, in public service, where people operate with integrity and quite frankly, a sense of sacrifice, so to do the best they can when they have the opportunity. But thank you for being here tonight. Look, I got to run.
I got a very early morning, so good night from Margibi to all my friends. I'll see you tomorrow by God's grace.
Thank you. So we can accommodate our friend Darius. He been struggling with electricity. Darius, the point I was making is, do not tell somebody you don't have the moral to criticize because you did not criticize in the past. You saw what Akaros were doing. What the person say, for me, I take your argument and see contradiction in it and expose it rather than saying don't talk. Because 6 years you were on where you are not criticizing people for unemployment, you're not criticizing electricity, you're not criticizing rule, but today you're criticizing. I will not tell you, Daro, shut up, because you're not getting moral. When you give your argument, I will tell you, say, even if Waka doesn't do it better, it doesn't mean we are better. That's why I will tell you, but I will not say don't talk. So close.
So, okay. So we pointed out from the beginning of the show all of the contradictions. It was based on that I maintain that Councillor Silva does not have the moral. Not that he doesn't have the right to speak in mind, but the issues, the concerns, the criticisms he is raising, right? It just does not add up. Because you were in the system, you got sanctioned from the system. Honor you as Solicitor General of the country, with government lost a lot of cases because of alleged bribery, corruption, dubious deeds. It resulted to sanction. Today you come back, you criticizing we are because we did not vote for China. We voted for America. How does it add up right here? On the other side, you argue that America is our traditional ally. On the issue about the Southeasterners, he criticizing that the Uyghur government was structured by the Southeast, and he has nothing to criticize the current government, President Bouaka, of. That would be a hypocrisy. That would be a deception. The Southeast are 5 counties. Those people he mentioned were elected. They were never appointed by President Weah. That is another huge contradiction. Then to come to this government, he said you got nothing to criticize. When LRA, the revenue entity, generating entity, LOFA, Ministry of Finance that control the country finance, LOFA, Central Bank, LOFA, I can go on and name it, Internal Affairs, and so many ministry and agencies, LOFA, just one country. Then you come out to criticize people that were elected and came to the legislature and one speaker, deputy speaker, and he said we are structured a government with people from the Southeast. That is deception. That is hypocrisy. And I think Councillor Seaforth moving forward should not continue posting these things because, again, he does not have the moral.
Thank you, Darius. We'll go to Dr. Fubi Herens.
Yeah, that's right. So, like I said, the same way I said with Steve Zago, Steve Zago does not have the moral right to criticize the United Party or the president. The same way, Councillor Sifa does not have the moral right to criticize Judge Weah or CDC. They should all go and lick their wounds and nurture their frustration and find something else to do and stop the unnecessary talk because they had the opportunity to and they didn't do it when they had the opportunity to. But on the other note, the issue of the fast and prayer, how great trying to criticize it. Fast and prayer does not mean the whole street should be choked with human being or the church should be choked with human being. Like for me here, I observed the fast and prayer outside of the country. And I posted on Facebook my prayer points, and encouraging people to pray. That's another way. You pray to God. You don't pray to man. Prayer is not about showing up to the world that, yeah, I'm praying or I'm fasting. And, you can even be in your store or in your shop or in your whatever business place and still be praying and fasting. And, so like you follow the Muslims during the Ramadan or during that, they go to their businesses 2:00 Friday. The guys you enter there, the guys will be praying and you be sitting and waiting for them to finish praying before they serve you. And that's how devoted they are. So it's just saying because I got my shop open, so I can pray to God. You can even be standing on a podium talking to people and be praying inwardly. Those are different ways people can pray. You pray in your heart, you pray loud, you go and lock yourself in your house and pray in your closet. So whatever way. So the day being announced does not mean all the churches to be full like Sunday, the first service, or anything in WashNet, the way churches can be full. So that's not the essence. So fast and prayer is your own personal, God is your own personal relationship. How you deal with God and how you go about that is up to you. So the day was good to observe. People can call it illegal. The president has a right to declare holiday. The president can wake up tomorrow morning and say today is a holiday again. And people have some kind of reason to stay home. And, there are different reasons why presidents will call those. So the fast and prayer, I think, was good. And I encourage people, pray as much as you can. Pray on a daily basis. Pray at everything you do. Try to pray. But don't limit your daily activity to just prayer. When you pray, you take action to get your life moving. There are certain things that you have to do that prayer will not do for you. Prayer will not take food and put it in your mouth. You pray, you got to take a spoon and eat. You pray, you got to go to the hospital and take your injection and take a tablet. You pray, you got to go to work to make money. You got to go to your farm, you got to go do your businesses, you got to do your daily hustle. But while you're doing that, you pray for God to guide you through so that you can have the blessing and the guidance to go through them. So those are the reasons why people pray. So it's a good thing. So let's everybody enjoy. Look, Liberia will come a long way, but we still got a lot of opportunities. So I want to tell the government, drive your attention to the economy. That's my main point. Good that the president recognized it on 26th day when he spoke. And we hope that whatever committee that is being set up, they should actually do a thorough work and come back with good recommendations. And if you put it into action, it shouldn't be just one of those regular committee discussion. After that, go in the cluster, the fun fair starts again. But hold the government accountable and let the government do better so the people's lives can improve. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. And then Conor Remy Gray will close up.
Thank you, Mohammed, for leading us through the final means of the show. Thanks to our viewers and all the Liberian people who always support us, Somalenge Kaya and us. But we are part, and the good thing is we are all in the interest of one thing, our country. Today, the conversation with Councillor Serena Sifa's opinion, we spent a lot of time discussing his opinion. His opinion is his opinion. Some of it have facts, some of it had inconsistencies. And nobody expected me to say you're wrong or right. What I said is simple. Every Liberian has the right to speak. Councillor Serena Sifa was in a privileged position. I mean, he was in a position was so privileged that he was the best friend of the Minister of State, who was the president's chief of staff. So, say what you may, there is, even if McGill did not take everything Serena Sifa told him, there is some logic that there are certain decisions that were influenced by Councillor Sifa due to his proximity to power. And if he was sitting there, I'm sure that some of these things he cataloged, he might have experienced why he was Minister of State, Minister of Justice, Solicitor General, Deputy Minister of Agriculture, and whatsoever. Did he channel those conversations through the right means, even if at the time he did not have access to the president? Did he make his grievances clear? Did he push his point forward? Look, Mame, a lot of people, and I've seen just very few persons in Liberia resign their position. Very few persons resign. They will be there, they will go through it, they will take their height, they will not talk because of this concept that they are serving at the will and pleasure of the president, so they don't talk. I think we should begin to refine this concept. You serve at the will and pleasure of the president, but mostly his vision to improve the well-being of the people. You are not a stooge of the president. And that's why, I was looking for elected position. Because even the presidents in Liberia, sometimes they got the notion that I got a man in a job, so I can fire him anytime. What is this? So even though you are infringing on things that are hurting the people, I should not talk because I'm serving your will and pleasure. Your will and pleasure are subject to the Constitution. Liberian people need to know that this whole concept has created a lot of sycophants in Liberia. Qualified people just become sycophants. They are sitting there, the president is doing wrong. They don't correct the president. They are even afraid to talk. The president starts talking, soon as everybody clapping. What kind of sycophants is this? It is that level of sycophancy that led a smart man like Serena Sifa to keep that hurt in him, and he never exposed it to today. Now he's talking, everybody thinking he's not credible. Because you should learn to voice out. You should look at things, to speak to it. Not publicly. There are official means of communicating with the president. Go to cabinet meeting. Channel your grievances through the Minister of State or the Director of Cabinet. Say, Mr. Cabinet Director, these are the things that I see the president is doing wrong. We need to address them. Did he take those insteps? Did he even take those steps? Or he expecting others just come now to believe everything he's saying? I think he's crying. In America, we say it's Monday morning quarterback. They're going over. Now he's saying and they're trying to correct the players on the field. It's not going to help us as the Liberian people. We are looking forward. I don't even know why we brought this topic up today. We should be talking about the fast and prayer over him. You know, national issue. Should we be talking about national issues versus somebody's opinion? Like your opinion there, you can't change anything. Let him go beat your where you want. Like people, we need. Thank you, bro.
Reverend Gray, you can close and address what you wanted to address in the past. You can use that time to address it. Also, if you wouldn't mind, the people argue that C4 was in government, he saw everything, he did not speak, therefore he doesn't have the moral. The question now is, CDC people, you were in opposition, you were in Georgia government, you saw all the bad things, you did not speak, so you don't have the moral to speak to Bwaka too? That's the question. For me, I don't think so. But since they want to go with that line of reasoning, since C4 did not speak because he was in government, meaning he cannot speak against we are now. So you two were in government 6 years. You saw all the bad things, you did not speak on we are. So it means you don't have the moral to speak again today. But go ahead, Remy.
You know, my brother, yesterday I was clear on Zago. I said he should be careful before he comes across as an angry guy. I didn't accuse him of being angry. He should be careful because his chapter is over with this administration. He could come back into the administration in different capacity. So I say he should be careful lest he appears an angry guy. Maybe some people, when it comes to just a simple understanding, we don't have it because our minds are clouded with, with our support for a certain, party or so on. I don't talk about political party. They don't determine my life. And then, but that suffices to say, when you go to study anything, especially at the higher level, if you've attained into maybe, I don't know about FUBI, but if you've attained to a PhD level, the first thing they caution you is something called epistemology. And Kennedy, you should know that. Epistemology is one of someone's a justified belief versus justified opinion. In this case, Mr. Cephas is entitled to his justified opinion, and he's giving you a reason why. If we want to begin to look at something morally, then we should begin to have the religious undertone. Are we discussing religion here, or we're discussing politics? I don't think we're discussing religion. So when you say moral, who's moral? Your religious belief in the set of laws and principles it comes with, or Cephas who is making the opinions moral value? So I don't think either of the two arguments can pass through a corridor in any academic corridor. So the guy was just expressing his opinion. And he's the right guy because he had proximity to the late regime of Mr. Weir. Who else may I believe to? Am I going to go listen to? Darius was outside. He was just loyal to his political party, but was he an insider? This was the guy who prosecuted Janet. This was the guy who went after so many folks. If he comes out to speak, why would I say he doesn't have the moral value or the rectitude? I'm not measuring from a religious perspective. Rather, I'm looking at his credibility in terms of proximity to government. He's the right man to speak, in my opinion. And if somebody finds anything wrong with that, then it's their prerogative. It's not mine. And this is how I see him. And I wish more and more people who did not speak yesterday for fear of their own safety or for any fear. Look, what the council was trying to tell me is that when a man such as an auditor or somebody who is responsible to put out a professional opinion doesn't go in government way, in other words, your opinion speaks against the order of the day. That's an opinion. When someone puts out an audit report, if somebody, the council want to tell me that all those people who lost their lives yesterday didn't lose their life because of their professional opinion, then we'll have an argument. I would say yes. Most of them were murdered because people were afraid that they were going to come with an opinion that goes against government. If that is not an opinion, I don't know why the council learned. And sometimes I don't like to go into this caricature form of argumentation because I know what I know. I know he knows what he knows. But to tell me that I don't know what I'm speaking about, that's their political thing. They look at everybody who speaks against we as dull, not being brilliant, so on and so forth. But analytically, I doubt if it can stand the test of time, based on some of the corridors some of us have stood in to defend what we've written. So I don't like to come in and put any kind of letter. The corner that I put in front of my name, I continue to say I earned it. If I want to remove it and put doctor there, I earned it. Well, I like it to be a corner. So as Abdullah Mohammed, Cephas spoke well. He brought a lot of things that others will not have the balls and rectitude to come and speak against. He said it, and I gave him kudos. Whether or not Cephas is not a credible man in the eyes of many people, including myself. He's my friend, good friend, but he's a free thinker. Cephas, you cannot stop him from speaking his opinion. Oh, that he can do well. And this is one of those moments. He has done it well. And a lot of things we did not know otherwise. The eyes of the cradle has said it. He, Cephas, that's the principal's mouth. He used to express exactly what was going on in government. And I believe him.
Thank you. Thank you, Remy. I mean, we'll call it a day. It was good to be here. Join us tomorrow. Let's talk about Liberia. Today was mostly around Cephas' opinion. Analyzing it tomorrow, we'll do deep dive into a lot of other issues. What are the outcome of this fast and prayer? Where are we with budget performance? Where are we with revenue performance? The traffic management contract will come back. Like we introduced the topic, we'll go more into that. Thank you, Nelson, for holding on, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Thank you, guys. Good night.
Bye-bye. Good night.
Well, thanks a lot to the entire team, and we appreciate our audience as well. All of you across Liberia listening to the program, whether on the Spoon Network, Spoon FM 107.5, Fabric Radio 101.1, or by means of relay across the different radio stations in the country. We appreciate all of you for listening. And thanks to our online audience for watching the show as well. We look forward to another great show tomorrow. Of course, Spoon Talk will be back on the radio. You can make up time to join us. Until then, have a good night. My name is Nelson Colette. I want to appreciate all of you for being here with us tonight. Telvin Ping, thank you for being on tonight. Philip Bala, we appreciate you. Trafina, Trafina Cooper, thank you as well for being on. Vani Saki. I see so many of you here with us. We want to say thanks for being here. Doris Thompson, Fino Bala, thank you as well for being here. Player, we appreciate you. Fatu Richardson, Talente Barry, thank you for joining us tonight as well. I see Sam Kamara, Ambassador Kennedy, thank you for being on. Sam Rennie Siafa, thank you for joining us. Doris Thompson, thanks as well for being on here tonight. He said, Stephen Pin say your fast and prayer on me. Okay. Yeah, John Fireman, thank you for being on, and we appreciate all of you for joining us here tonight. Spoon Talk will be back on the radio tomorrow. Hippocrazy, all of you. Until we come back, have a good night, and Liberia is all we have. So let's remember to always keep the peace alive. Bye-bye.
Right in the south, man. On the beach.
To get your information.